Hello and welcome to the continuation of Panda Week at Zelda Speedruns in spite of what Trez wants. As pandas have taken over the channel, today the Panda Restream crew is bringing you an Ocarina of Time new accessible tournament bracket round 2 match between Marco and Bl00dyBizkitz. Should be very hype. I am joined today by Grim Fairy, Fan, and Liam6. How you doing today, guys? And could anyone hear me?
Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to ZSR. We've got ourselves a winner's bracket second round matchup between Marco and Bl00dyBizkitz coming at you right now. I am Grim Fairy, joined by Liam6 and Fant on comms today. And
hello everyone.
With Noronado restreaming. So, and a shout out to our trackers as well, names I don't have in front of me, but always important to have their work be acknowledged. But we're really looking forward to this race between two of what could be considered probably two of the most consistent and top runners. But yeah.
It's definitely going to be quite an interesting race between Marco and Bl00dyBizkitz. These guys both have had a good run through winners so far, and in the last tournament, both of them made fantastic plays.
Yeah, definitely. And both of them really started the randomizer at the same time as well. Just like right when this thing got released, like mid last year, they were just really at it, really excited to go in. And well,
Absolutely.
We are off. And how do you guys rate these tunic colors?
Well, you can't go wrong with Twitch Purple.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the teal here. I guess the more aqua style of Bloodies here. Both of them going the same route and heading it to the Kokiri sword chest.
Yep. I do like both of the colors, so no no like horrible brownish coloring.
Oh yeah, the tans and all of that stuff. No, not friendly for the colorblind, but seafoam green's always nice.
And what do we have? Just a recovery heart from the first chest.
Yep.
So, just gonna throw this question out to you guys. What do you hope we see first? Like the first real item. What is it gonna be? What would you like?
Well, always love seeing a bomb bag.
Yeah, as a runner, I'm always rooting for the bomb bag.
Yeah, Hugshot's good too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Me personally, I like seeing a nice stack of bomb shoes, maybe like a 5 or a 10.
Yeah.
Not the 20 to give them too many options, but just to make it somewhat interesting, where you have to plan around how we're going to use those bomb shoes to open up all those locations. But here we go, getting our first look at Mido's house. We've got a bug in a bottle,
Nice
slingshots, heart container.
Cool. Alright, well, that's a decent enough haul. Get that slingshot started. Could call them to Dekatri if they really felt like it, but they don't.
Yeah, have to farm up 20 rupees would be the problem.
Yeah, definitely. Not having a whole bunch of rupees early on, like you have to spend so much time getting the rupees in Kokiri Forest, so you might as well just go through and do like your standard opening routes, and we'll see.
We got one going to Gerudo Valley for sure, and both going to Gerudo Valley.
Yep.
So
and
now that we're
I've
here
seen
in the
most.
field,
Yeah, I've seen most of the runners go for this. The top runners go for this routing early on.
It's just the best time to hit the Gerudo Valley.
Yep.
But now that we're in the field, why don't we talk a little bit about these runners and their history with the game?
Yeah, so Marco in particular, like if you've been around Ocarina of Time speedrunning for a while, you probably know Marco's name because he runs a whole bunch of categories and is just really good at them in general. He's currently the world record holder in MST, that's Medallion, Stones, and Trials. Also second place in the 100% run, and pretty solid placing in the no item manipulation long warp category. So just a ton of experience here.
Having the world record in Medallion Stone Trials would probably mean that he has a lot of really good execution when it comes to the dungeons here. It's going to be exciting to see it. But in that particular run, you're probably not going for every treasure chest. All the same, I'm sure he could adapt his skills for that.
And BB hasn't done, I guess, the so-called standard Ocarina of Time, like the non-randomizer categories, but does have a pretty big background in speedrunning. Ran a whole bunch of the Kingdom Hearts games, and now he's just really into the randomizer and improved surprisingly fast. I remember the round with this came out, he's like, it's all right, and then suddenly decided hey, I want to get good at this, and good he got it. No,
Really
here
put
he
the
is.
pedal to the metal for the last tournament. He's really brought the skills around for Ocarina of Time, and there is some good skill overlap between speedrunning a game like Kingdom Hearts when it comes to Ocarina of Time. His routing's solid, his execution is really, really good. And it's going to be a fine match between these two, honestly.
Yeah, and here we can like already see just like how good of a player Marco is. Like all that experience running 100%, running MST. It's just execution is so on point, and you know, you're probably gonna see that where just Marco doesn't like appear that he's doing anything different, but even though he's just going to be getting seconds here and there, and they add up really fast. But so Bloody is still pretty dang good, and Marco can't rely on execution alone to bring home the victory, because it's Randomizer, the great equalizer, where and especially in a game like Ocarina of Time, where a different route could mean you're getting to something 20 minutes later than somebody else.
We have some
You like
Kakariko
this?
Way of the Hero. Very nice.
All right, so probably going to end up seeing the chickens early, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah. Don't want to leave those for last. Probably a double clear of Kakariko. We'll see if anyone goes early adult to do the adult side first. I wonder what we'll find.
Yeah, I think right now we're
just.
just right now we're just going to see. Oh, Bloody is getting a Skulltula already.
Putting that
Did
bottle
we read
to
a
good
hint?
use.
I did miss the hint that was in the grotto.
Oh, that was the toilet in GTG is dead.
Yeah,
Toilet
nothing
GTG is dead. I think I saw like the wasteland is also dead there, so that's
there.
nice.
So a little bit out of the desert. Good.
If I
Yeah, but that's-
remember correctly, Bloody likes to make certain that he gets up to 20 skulls relatively quickly. So
pretty
he's
smart.
taking the time to use the bugs in a bottle he got out of Mido's house.
Lost Woods also Way of the Hero.
We are going to
All
see
right.
Skull
Going on
Mask
like
and
earlier.
chickens and Kakariko done really early. No skipping that today.
And another one for the Wasteland. And that's all BB wants to check.
Yep. Yeah, on this routing with having to wait for the bugs in the Skulltula, Bloody's got to just skip those back 2 hint stones that Marco will get. And so...
Yeah, he may.
Oh,
and it's-
Din's on 40. Huh. That's one. Skulltula may start paying off already.
Yeah, but that is a hint that Bloody will not pick up, so he won't know that, at least not right now. And we still don't know if Dins is required to finish the seed, so
That's
it
right.
could be a bit of...
Yeah, I'm sure Marco's really hoping once he reads the pedestal that Shadow's not required. But on top of that, I'm not sure if Marco knows this. He probably does, and I know Bloody has done it before, but Fire Arrow entry into Shadow Temple.
Mhm.
So if you find Magic Bow and Fire Temple, you can use that and bypass potentially 40 skulls. But
That's right,
it's still
dude.
many items away, and we still don't know what Shadow Temple holds for us, whether it be a stone or a medallion. But we're gonna have to keep an eye on that.
No matter what, it is faster than 40 skulls, though.
If you know how to do it, which I'm pretty sure that both runners, I know that Bloody knows, and I'm pretty sure that Marco does as well.
And Marco not getting the fish, but Bloody gets it first try, so pulling a little bit of head here. Oh, hello, light arrows.
Ooh, talk about that first item.
We're not going to have to worry about getting the hint from Ganon, so pretty
Gonna
nice
be a
early
big-
on.
Yeah, it's just going to be a big, long quest to find the bow and magic to shoot that single light arrow again. It's on a journey.
Yeah, and like you said, going for that bug, Bloody is not going to check the 2 hint stones in Lake Hylia, but on his way out, he may choose to drop the bugs and get this skull here, and it looks like that is the
Looks like he
direction he's going.
Smart.
Yep.
Very, very reserved.
What was the first hint stone in the back of Lake Hylia that Marco picked up? I didn't see that one.
What, that was about the wasteland again. Oh, the one about Marco? That was Lost Woods
The
waiting.
one... Oh, it was Lost Woods. Okay, so Marco knows Lost Woods, Bloody does not. Marco knows 40 is Din's Fire, Bloody is not.
Mhm. Some really good hints around Lake Hylia.
Yeah, Marco also going to take a look and see a bow at the bottom of Lake Hylia.
Very nice.
Yep, so scale locked bow. I'm sure everybody's hoping to find that soon.
Yep, you're looking for, hey, how about us, this may be the one seed I hope to get Serenade of Water if I find an early scale.
Yeah, no kidding.
Indeed. But that would be too convenient, would it not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta have
That
a
sounds like
challenger
it'd be
for runners.
really nice to have, and as Randomizer has taught all of us, you can only have so much fun before the
Yeah.
seed decides to go the other way and make your life hell.
On the other hand, Din's 40 might just be the worst it gets.
Yeah,
That's
we'll see
possible.
soon. After we finish this, we'll see if anybody decides to do like a more early adult. I wouldn't be surprised to see both runners continue on and do like the standard 3-song route.
Very solid route. Doing some good rupee grinding at the start, past that time of day. We'll see how it goes.
Looks
If I
like
had to
both-
guess, he's probably going to do the 3-song route.
Yeah, both runners look like they're going to do the early 3-child song route. There's a chance I have seen a deviation in some of the runners that they will go for right after getting Zelda's Lullaby as a child, they'll go straight back into the Temple of Time, grab the hint stones outside the temple, grab the, go to adult, get the medallion, and then go to adult CAC. Grabbing that Song of Storms check as well, and then going back to being a kid and doing Lon Lon into Deku Tree.
Definitely valuable to get Kakariko as well out of the way as early as possible, especially with it being Way of the Hero. But the time's changed between the time for switching between adult and child can take up some of your advantage.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's probably unlikely that they will go adult before they wrap up all 3 child songs, because they'll probably want to start the Skull Mask. Well, Marco will want to start the Skull Mask routing because he saw the Lost Woods Way of the Hero.
Well, let's hope either of these players can find some bombs before they end up in Lost Woods. That would be really helpful, given that it is Way of the Hero. A full clear would probably be wanted. And the mask definitely could be the key to that.
Yeah, and I do know Bloody in general seems to like doing the skull mask, so it wouldn't surprise me if he just goes for that anyway pretty early. Here we go,
It's
shooting gallery. What do we have?
Ooh, it's not April Fool's yet.
Yeah, we did see the 4 hints outside of Temple of Time. We've got 50 Skulls is dead twice. They're just a bundle of arrows. Dodongo Cavern is Way of the Hero, and another Kakariko Village is Way of the Hero.
That's 3 Way of the Hero hints pretty early, and all of them, pretty easy to access. Basically, bombs alone give you access to almost everything there.
That's right. Let's hope they get those early so they can really get this road moving.
Yeah. And both runners are very mirrored right now.
Only a few seconds between them.
Yeah, basically this difference is Marco not getting the fish on the first try and the child fishing check. And I swear, that fish, I don't know how to do it, but it seems to always just avoid biting every single time.
And Marco... Is Marco going to skip Richard?
No, Marco still has some time to kill, so he just climbs up the vines and checks the hint stone. And as he's waiting for time to pass, he'll get the skull, and now he's going ahead and do Richard.
Looks like Bloody's thinking about going early adult, but nah, not yet.
I saw him equip everything and was like, oh, is he just gonna go?
Yeah, I think he realized the time of day may not work out too well there.
No, not quite. I do like what I'm seeing with some runners getting the egg and then going adult immediately and then maybe heading over to I don't know, Zora's River and then checking that one freestanding grotto and the freestanding heart pieces. It's an interesting thing because then when you just save work back, nighttime, usually.
Oh, and that was a stick upgrade.
Nice.
From Richard there. Unfortunate that they get that immediately after spending all their rupees buying Deku sticks, but they're not going to worry about those probably for the rest of the seed.
It's okay. It keeps the commerce alive in the market. You don't want to see this place turn to dust.
Yep.
Like a zombie town?
I don't know. No customers.
All right, moments away from getting our first song. What do you guys hope to see here?
Opponent song.
Opponent song.
Really
Maybe
an early GTG with no silvers, no bow.
Always having to make that decision of, do I go to GTG when I don't have everything to full clear it?
No.
I know Marco really likes GTG, but I'm not sure he likes it that much to go over there with that little utility to get most of those checks out of the way.
Also, Big Pose is dead unless you want to use ice arrows on Bongo Bongo for some reason.
The slow but flashy strat.
So yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I think Marco does like to go to GTG and Bloody does not, as you mentioned with Marco. So if it is opponent's song here and we don't exactly get like say bombs right away to go to Dodongo's Cavern, since that's Way of the Hero, it would be interesting to see how quickly the runners decide to go to GTG and whatnot.
Yeah, that being said, I did talk to BB a little bit before the race, and he was saying that, yeah, he also knows Marco's fondness of GTG, and he may be considering just going to GTG to keep his bases covered on that.
I see.
Make sure.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you get to like this stage of the tournament, and you tend to adjust your play, or modify or prioritize checks based on what you know of your opponent and what they like to do. And we get the Serenade of Water. So get the poor man's Prelude of Light for easier access to the Temple of Time as child. So they'll save a little bit of time here, but definitely not what you're looking for early.
It's still pretty valuable.
And Marco going straight to Kakariko. Probably the right call.
Yeah, he's got the Cac Way of the Hero and also the Lost Woods Way of the Hero. He can do chickens, he can start the Skull Mask check, and get that all moving a little bit quicker, so.
Yeah, you can get quite a bit of checks here just immediately as a child. And he's probably hoping to find a bomb bag or increase his chances of finding a bomb bag so that when he goes to Lost Woods, he has more utility in order to get most of those checks out of the way.
And it looks like Bloody is going to do the same thing.
Very nice.
Going right for the mask check, with no base uncovered.
No, well, with Cac Way of the Hero, you just want to get... I'm certain that both runners are thinking that the other is going to do chickens relatively early as well, and so they both don't want to be left behind, like you were saying, Pat. Sometimes you run into these situations in a 1v1 where you're like, I just want to make sure that I don't miss a check like chickens in this situation, knowing that my opponent's going to and get screwed over that.
It would haunt you for the whole game, too.
Yeah.
All right, first check in Kakariko. What do we got from the man on the roof? It is the hook shot.
One of those, see.
Pretty nice to have.
That is a good grab. That'll also make going adult a lot nicer. You'll be able to get the Bolero Fire song check very easily if you decide to go looking for songs as adult when they eventually come.
And it also makes Skull Collection quite a bit easier as well. So, the worst is when you get one of these high skull count checks, and potentially, we don't know for sure yet that you're going to need that many, and then the game just doesn't give you a hook shot or a boomerang to gather any of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
just...
thankfully, they don't have to worry about the hook shot here.
These guys did get a bottled bug immediately, followed by a hook shot, so maybe those skulls are really that required.
Yeah, maybe. Just a blue rupee in the open grotto there in the back of Kakariko. It is very interesting that both of these runners, I actually would rate both of these runners, Bloody and Marco, very similarly. And they also have very similar styles. And so it's kind of funny that I feel that I feel that way, and they are both basically doing the exact same thing at the exact same time.
Yeah, just Marco a little bit ahead at the moment, but by no means nothing major.
No, this could turn itself around very quickly.
We're really close to getting what's on the chickens. I'm thinking it's going to be a bloopy. You already got that hook shot. There's no way they're going to find a useful thing on chicken, right?
I don't know.
Just your
Kakariko's
big rockin' magic. I'm calling it.
What you got? Just some love.
Just the vanilla.
What? Vanilla's delicious. Huge fan.
All right, and that is it. And Marco leaving Kakariko now, having checked those chickens, probably gonna head over to Lon Ranch, get that song, get those checks in for heading back to Lost Woods and Deku Tree.
We'll see when he starts to route in the mask, though. Marco knows the Lost Woods is Way of the Hero, so he'll want to make sure
he's going to do it right now. Based on his movements, he's going right back into check it.
Yeah, he'll definitely turn it in. He'll grind rupees, grab the Keaton's mask, but then what?
See, the hard part is getting to Kakariko, getting the mask, getting back to Castle before night to get the skull mask, and then still making it to Lon Lon without having to wait a night. He's not doing that, he's just getting some rupees. Okay.
Gotcha.
Good, because it's just too hard to run. It's like, it's maybe possible, but very difficult.
Yeah.
Shorteners allowed, so you know.
I mean, who knows? Sunsung could come up in the next couple of checks, but you don't want to guess on that and try and rely on guesswork like that. So.
Right. But we will get another song here at Lon Lon, so pretty worth. Let's see what Talon's got.
More chickens.
Super chickens. These chickens go even further beyond.
All right, now look at this. Bloody already at 94 rupees. He is heading into market. I think he's either going adult at this point, or he's turning in, or getting his Keaton mask and gonna chase that down.
Oh boy, let's see. Takes some efficient routing, but he can make it work. Going market, maybe for a shield.
Talked with Bloody fan. Bloody's played a couple of seeds against a Nat a number of times, and I know a Nat really favors getting the skull mask early. I wonder if that's having an impact here, as Bloody is kind of taken that idea and is applying it here.
Yeah, if he goes all in on Skull Mask and gets it before even going to Lon Lon Ranch, it could pay off. But he is heading to adult at this moment. So finally some route divergence here.
Some Song of Time
Marco,
on Kakariko.
Finding Song of Time in Lon Lon Ranch. So Bloody's not going to miss out too much not having that at this moment. But finally we're going to get some Medallion information. And we'll see, is Shadow on there? Are we going to have to worry about finding that Den's Fire potentially?
Even if it isn't, something important might be in Shadow.
Could be.
And then, you've got to worry about, do I need it for something?
But I need it!
We do know that Wasteland is dead, so Dins can't be required for that. I've had seeds where, like, fire arrows have locked Din's Fire. In
Alright.
Unique
Water Temple, Forest Temple,
The green one.
Fire Temple, Tree,
Good.
Jabu.
Man.
All the child dungeons being required.
Hey, this could be super fast.
Yeah,
Just like
but
yesterday. No Shadow, no Spirit.
yeah, importantly, no Shadow Temple required. So
Well, again, just like yesterday, that's not a guarantee.
yeah, potentially, yeah.
You still have to find a long shot, a boomerang, and Ruto's letter, though. And every once in a while, those are not fun things to have to do.
Yeah, let's be real. Between the dungeons that are on the board, there's not enough checks between them.
Oh, here's an interesting play by Bloody, going Serenade of Water after turning into an adult, and is going to grab the Scarecrow song and do the rest of the Lake Hylia checks.
Yeah, having that hook shot early, just good.
Yeah, might as well.
Knowing what he can do with all these items, and yeah, there it is, activating Scarecrow song. So in case Pierre fires holding something awful,
Definitely
doesn't have to worry about that.
Smart but conservative.
He was heading over to child fishing, but realized really quick that he's only at 19 rupees, so he needs to head over here, get a couple more before he can go do the fishing.
Yep, Marco, meanwhile, going to the Deku tree, grabbing one hint, and we know now that Bigoron is dead.
Perfectly fine. I don't think anyone wants to get stuck with the prescription.
There will be no trade quest here. Bloody trying to take out the good old bird of destruction.
Jabu is a foolish choice.
Ooh, but you
There's an
gotta.
interesting Baron.
Just don't expect anything.
Though that's good because, yeah, Jabu is so far out of the way. Just knowing you can put that off for last and not have to worry about it.
You also can go mode it, skipping a couple of those extra rooms and just getting rid of the parasitic tentacles without a problem. So that's actually nice to know because you can now just straight up go. That shaves a couple minutes.
Just a couple, and some more information that only Marco knows for now.
Yep, so blue rupee for Marco for checking the Deku tree, and on top of the Lake Hylia lab, it was a purple rupee for Bloody.
As Marco's clearing out the Deku tree, we're going to get fishing too.
Child fishing is so valuable. Let's see if adult fishing has the same stuff. Give us some
Only
magic.
I know. I was gonna say magic, and then you've got a bow in Lake Hylia as a child, and it's the light. It's the Kilgannon starter.
Just another bloopy here at the top of the Deku tree.
Yeah, the giving tree, and he's real stingy.
It is. What is Deku Tree? It is. Oh, it's just a water medallion.
I mean,
It'll take a
it's
while
not
to get
bad.
the burning cack.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to do it anyway.
I do
Having a bit of
appreciate
a
Force and
struggle
Fire
there.
being vanilla as well. Quite fun.
yeah.
All right, what does Bloody find from fishing to another blue rupee?
Just some blue glass.
And from there, just deciding to reset immediately. So this is
He's
just going to
savable.
get him back to the Temple of Time, and will be easier and faster to get over to Kakariko.
Heart container, very nice. Reducing the chance that these guys will fizzle up in the crater.
Yeah, nothing important off of. Did Bloody save? He should have
He-
saved at
before
some
fishing.
point to save. Okay, before fishing. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say he should have saved. I knew he reset without saving after the adult fishing, but I was gonna say he should have saved at least getting the Scarecrow song as an
Definitely
adult.
did. It was as he hit the ground on the top
okay.
of the lab.
Cool. And yeah, he is gonna head to Kakariko.
As an
See
adult,
see how far, see what Andrew has, and then see how far up Dongo's, or up the Death Mountain Trail he goes.
still no strength upgrades, so they're far away from the dungeons they need to do.
Yeah, no bomb chews or bombs at all to like even touch Dodongo's cavern at all. And we know Dodongo's is Way of the Hero, so something could be hiding away in there that would be nice to have.
Yeah.
But still, Kakariko was Way of the Hero. There's a ton of checks in here for Bloody to keep checking, and
Don't
you can
plan to
easily
see.
find bombs or something nice here. See what Anju
Come
has.
on, Anju! Nothing good from Chicken Lady.
And
And
that
these
could
are
be
all-
coming up dry as well.
Yeah, so far, and all of these checks both runners are doing. Neither runner is skipping doing these checks.
Yeah, these two will trade places eventually in probably 5 or 10 minutes.
Especially with Kakariko Village being Way of the Hero, you're gonna full clear that. Marco and Bloody especially, so Marco will definitely come here to Kak and do all of these checks. Even if he's getting good items. What was that, claim check up there?
It was claim check, yes, and here's the Nocturne. Foreboding. But helps his mask routing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna make Skull Mask much quicker to do for Bloody. And now we have Marco entering the Goma fight here, prepping his unbreakable Deku stick, and see how he does.
BB perhaps not knowing that the Big Goron sword or the Big Goron quest is mute. Still opting
Oh,
with
yeah.
this.
No, Bloody does not know because it was a Deku Tree interaround.
Well, that's okay. Easy enough to get. And
Nice
it's
single
quick
cycle
turn.
by Marco.
Quick turn.
All right.
Goma, make this Deku Tree worth it.
Waiting with bated breath.
Heart.
Just a
well,
recovery heart.
So
So
you get a cookie.
yeah, you need to do it eventually, but Bloody putting off Deku Tree for a while is not going to hurt him whatsoever.
No,
But now
especially not if it
Marco
gets into logic.
now Marco can head over to Lost Woods, and no bombs, no explosives, so we'll be missing a lot of stuff there. But
Paperweight.
can still potentially get something valuable there. We know it's Way of the Hero. He's got plenty of rupees to pay off the Deku scrubs, get whatever they're holding, and already putting those bugs to work. So he's planning on 40 skulls being absolutely required.
That looks like that is a strength upgrade on that heart piece up off the
Was it?
bean plant in the graveyard. It looked like it was a Goron bridge.
I had seen a rupee. I saw gold rupee.
Oh, gold rupee? It was gold. I thought it looked like a bracelet, but it may have been a...
Yeah,
Well,
it looked
we'll
like a
take
yellow rupee to me.
Okay.
but-
Everyone
We'll
else
take
is
another
saying
look
it's
at
a
it.
rupee.
It was sharp on the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I just saw the spin and thought it looked like enough of a rotation that it was not a rupee, but it may have been now that
Yeah, we can confirm it later once once Marco gets over there. Well,
We're the
most
Lost
likely be
Woods
doing
in
the
this.
same check.
We got some Way of the Hero stuff to find. And he's got the slingshot, which was that was in Mido's house, right? The bugs
Yes,
and the
it was.
slingshot. We got some serious calls to the hero.
It's like, you may not need it for Goma, but you definitely need it to make your squad easier. We're gonna get another hint stone here. Let's see what we got. Frogs 2 is dead.
And another bow!
hey, there's the bow.
Ah! He's a strength upgrade away from a green medallion. Very nice.
Yep.
So don't need to worry about that scale anymore.
That's right.
And the Deku salesman having the good stuff. Marco's also done an excellent job. He's already up to 8 skulls. Bloody's skull collecting has kind of slowed a bit after he started off so hot. Making sure to use his
Getting
bugs.
these cast right here.
Yeah,
Don't
he
wanna
has been
skip
doing a
that.
number of checks that aren't as conducive to getting skulls at the same time. Oof, the second Dampe race is not going as well for Bloody as the first one, though.
A few burns, but it's still all the same. He's still on fire.
We do not have a hint for Ocarina of Time's song yet, no.
Nope.
Yeah, of the standard hits, I believe we're still missing what's on 30 skulls and what the Ocarina of Time holds.
There's still a Baron and a Way of the Hero hint out there, too, I think?
I believe so.
We know that Jabu is Baron, and then the other Way of the Hero hints are Kakariko, Lost Woods, and Dodongo's Cavern.
And look at that, Bloody gets a nice Goron tunic. So
Fantastic.
doesn't have to worry about burning up when he heads up into Death Mountain Crater. And given the route he's on, he's probably going to end up heading that direction.
He still does have to worry about the absolute truck that is Vivaglia. But I think these players are probably skilled enough to handle him without being hurt.
Yeah, the health thing mostly comes down to the timers that you have to deal with for a lot of these top 32 runners.
That's right. Are we gonna see deep fire? See, maybe.
No.
Chat's getting hype. Oh, that was slick. Oh, smart maneuver.
Oh yeah, that was nice using the Deku shield and the nice. Calculated. And Bloody is actually, this is interesting. I thought maybe this is what he was doing, because otherwise he would have just saved and quit, but he's going to Zora River Domain.
Still thinking about it, doing that save there, but it doesn't matter if you save then or there. It isn't gonna lose any time. But it is good to take a good look at the freestanding heart pieces. You don't have to waste a bomb to get in. It's just part of proper routing, I think.
And these checks, if I remember correctly, are in, someone correct me because I always have these wrong, but I think these checks are actually in logic to get begotten as an adult, so they are a little more, like you think about, oh, I need bombs to get them and whatnot, but actually you don't, because you just need to be able to run here as an adult. Only the
Yeah,
grotto.
Yeah, I
think
think
also
so.
has
It's
zero.
only I think it's only the grotto, because the other two, if you have hover boots, you can get over them pretty easily. But without them, there's some really finicky jumps you have to do to get over them. I'm not sure they're required or not.
Choosing
I
to
don't
leave
think
the
that
grotto
they
perhaps
are.
for last. Which is
And
fun.
Bloody is also going to get 2 hints out of this, so that'll be nice.
He's
Two,
thought
do you
about...
remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wondering this. Is he optimized for hints? He did... I don't know if he's been practicing the hints on from the new tournament to get all the location.
I don't know.
Meanwhile, Marco picked up Bolero there from Saria's location. So that will make some nice routing later on once he goes adult. He can, after finishing up Kakariko, can warp straight over, check the song, check Death Mountain Crater, get into Goron City that way.
I'm taking the Owl Express back to Hyrule Castle. Probably gonna go adult. One would assume next. Bloody, I have to say this. And
Oh, there we go. We
Minuet.
have, yeah, we have that hint, and potentially required, given we haven't. Well, it's quote unquote required. Both these runners know how to do the Mido skip. That could be some useful knowledge, depending on like what they do. If they don't find Saria's song and things like, okay, you know, the game's expecting me to dungeons just for the song. You could use that to your advantage.
Yep. I did want to say, I think that I remember watching a Bloody seed where he was doing a practice seed, and what was it? Logic funneled into a choke at that grotto that you were supposed to get as an adult.
Oh no.
So I wonder if maybe he was kind of just covering his bases there.
All right, and Marco picking up the Keaton mask, Bloody going back child, and it looks like we're
These
gonna
guys are about
swap
to-
places.
Yeah, the trading routes.
Yeah, I'm gonna high five at the door of the Temple of Time.
Yep. This is what I want. This is the next thing that needs to be worked on. I want a ghost, at least for like co-op seeds, co-op matches and whatnot, that you actually can like see the other player.
That would be amazing.
So yeah, so basically, literally, they are just going to swap positions here. Bloody might wind up making sure that he wraps up the. This actually doing that Zora River domain, Zora's River. He actually made it to the beginning of the day, so he'll have more than enough time to go to CAC. Although he could just warp. Maybe he'll do that after Lon Lon. Warp to CAC, turn in the Keaton mask, and then run back to Hyrule Castle, grab the Skull mask, save and quit, do Deku Tree, and then he can full clear Lost Woods.
Well, minus of course the bomb checks that we still don't have any access to any chews or a bomb bag.
No.
Looks
But
like he's
yeah,
opting to do Lon Lon first.
Yeah, this makes sense because you're going to be saving and quitting, or otherwise warping out of Lon Lon. So you might as well just go over there and get it out of the way, and maybe
That's
he
right.
finds Prelude of Light here. He doesn't know. It's
Because he has the Nocturne, it's a fine place. It's a good place to just use that as the warp.
yeah. Well, we do now know where Prelude is. That's the Bolero location, and Marco is going to give us a nice dip into the Fire Temple.
Right on.
Yeah.
Depending on key layout,
Makes
we may
sense.
only get a single check in here, but while you're up there, why not?
Yeah.
He
It is
doesn't
a
have to go
medallion
on to
dungeon,
the
so
humans.
Yeah, he's got enough hearts to check this. 36 seconds with his current health, more than
For
enough.
just the hard part is going to be getting back out of here with enough time if he doesn't choose to warp anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, do we have
Yeah.
a key?
Nope.
Just
Hammerlock.
maybe, so that's it. Yeah, Fire Temple is Hammerlock. So that's some good info for Marco to have. He knows he doesn't have to worry about touching any of this until he finds the hammer.
yeah, definitely. I actually think that when Fire is a medallion dungeon, dipping in like that to see if the hammer is required / how far you can go without the hammer is actually important information to have.
Definitely,
It also
definitely.
just means that you know that no required items, can be found until after you've found the hammer.
All right, Marco exiting now. Probably, yep, heading over to Kakariko. So both runners gonna be tracing each other's steps for a while. But and so what do we have? We have the hook shot and we have the bow, and really that's basically it. And Bloody having the hint that Ocarina of Time is Minuet. You can assume that there's probably nothing to worry about in Forest right now. Not really a reason to dip that sequence break over there.
Yeah,
What
the next-
is your next play after you finish up the child segment for Bloody, finishing up this adult segment for Marco? Where are you going?
Key is really just to find bombs, and then you know exactly where to go.
Yeah. If I'm Marco, I mean, this is a good play. If I'm Marco, I'm doing adult archery because I got the bow, something Bloody didn't have, and Kak is Way of the Hero. And while we've already found the hook shot, you definitely want to clear your Way of the Hero hint locations. But yeah, I think what we'll see Marco do is after this, he'll go up Death Mountain Trail, do what he can there. He'll go into Goron City, do what he can there. He's got the bow, he can get Link the Rolling Goron. And then he'll head to Lost Woods and Sacred Forest Meadow. He'll do the Mido skip, and then he'll probably dip into Forest Temple, I would assume. Whether he gets a strength upgrade or not, at least do all the courtyard checks.
Yeah, could be. Meanwhile, Bloody did not decide to rush the Skull Mask. He saved and quit right out of Bl00dy Ranch, and not going to be doing Deku Tree and finding a big barrel of disappointment in there.
And
But we
while-
will at least get the hints for
The big Goron, right?
the big
Yes.
Goron.
While we didn't see any of the two explosive grotto locations. nothing else popped up during Marco's run through that was Way of the Hero, correct? In the
No, we found the bow. At
oh,
the
that's
Deku
right, the
Scrub
bow.
under the bridge.
Okay.
So that
Right.
could be what the Way of the Hero hint is referring to, but still having that location as Way of the Hero, you're gonna want to go back there,
Check
clear
everything.
those bombable grottos, and just make absolutely certain that you're not missing anything.
Especially
But the-
if the scale shows up somewhere soon and easy to get.
With the minuet being on Ocarina of Time, it's going to be a little bit harder to make consecutive trips back through there.
Indeed. Man, we're quickly, running dry on where our next bit of progression can be. We've
Yeah, they've
got
got the world unlocked so far.
Yeah, I'm looking through and seeing what we haven't checked. We haven't seen Child Goron, which, let's see, can you even get anything? I don't think you can
Not
actually get
really.
anything right now as Child lacking any of the songs and a bomb bag.
Just Link the Rolling Goron, that's pretty much the only check in Goron City.
Yeah,
that they can
Link. Yeah, with the bow, you can do Link the Rolling Goron. You can see what is on top of Dodongo's cavern.
get. Yeah,
Yep,
these
you've
guys
got-
are by still too.
You've got the check the heart piece in the crater wall. I don't remember if
Yeah, there's a
Marco
couple
looked
checks
to see
there.
what that was. But every once in a while, that winds up being like the bomb bag, the first logical bomb bag.
Yeah, just a handful of locations. I'm thinking we're gonna find something really good on top of Dodongo's cavern.
Here's hoping. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like I have not seen many seeds. Like there are very few seeds where there's anything important on top of Dodongo's cavern. It's always just a piece, a recovery heart.
There's nothing more satisfying than finding your first bomb bag there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice 47-second race by Marco for Dompe.
Is insanely good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was ecstatic when I was getting 50s for a little while.
I'm still
Yeah,
ecstatic when I get a 50 or even a 49, but 47, oof, man.
No, I've never broken the 50.
Yeah, I just tried to make it into that room not on fire.
Always a
Dude,
good
Dompe
goal.
hates me.
Yeah, no, me too. Just like, is that a corner you're gonna take? No.
Nope. I usually average like 2 or 3 fires thrown directly out. Like that one that Marco somehow missed, those always hit me. As you like roll around the corner, Dompe's thrown fire right on top of your head, and you're like, well, there wasn't much I could do.
Nope, that's where I was going, and he knew it. But this is impressive. He's gonna get away with no fire, no bonk. Very good.
Yeah, I think someone remind me in chat, I guess if I'm wrong, but I think that like the speed at which you go, if you're doing it correctly, makes it even less likely for A, Dompe to throw fire, and B, for him to throw it like on top of it.
Right, yeah, right. His aim can be impeccable sometimes.
A double 47. And he's rewarded with the Goron tunic.
Yep.
Oh man, scared me. He had the Song of Time, so he's fine.
Looks like he did that on purpose, actually.
He did, yes. I'm not sure if he's checked the.
He has been
yeah,
in
he's
there
there,
and
yes.
checked Song of Time, so.
Okay.
I just wonder if this is faster than like dying, running back out, running out of the graveyard.
It must be. It's
It,
gotta
it
be.
feels
guess
like
it
it would.
I mean,
it
if
dumps
Marco's
you
doing
out
it,
over here, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he's
Marco's
gonna warp
doing
away.
it,
And
he must.
Okay.
you can't
So-
warp in that room though, so.
Nope.
Now let's see where he decides to go.
Now, did he turn around and try and see what the heart piece was in the crater wall, or did I miss that?
He's checking the top. I can't really see on my.
it's just
Oh,
a
it's a
nut.
Deku nut.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna guess it was a Deku nut based upon what I had seen. He's gonna take another look, but
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
make
it's a
sure.
Deku
Just to
nut.
make sure.
That's right. He's got time.
oh, everybody watch BB.
Yeah,
wait.
this is the ESS.
Hey!
Yep.
Beautiful.
It looks
beautiful.
so awesome. I love it.
There used to be that even more. That what is it called? Tsundere skip or
Yeah,
something?
Tsundere.
Tsundere skip. I don't know why it was called that. I find it so funny.
I think I was told once and I don't remember.
By the way, it's the most awesome looking B1 skip by far.
Oh, definitely.
All right, Marco
type
heading into Goron City.
He's
And we're gonna see
definitely
what
like.
You're gonna see
Sorry,
what Link the
he-
Rolling Goron holds.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely beelining though with the idea if he's gonna go to Forest Temple. I think here.
Definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, remember, he doesn't know where the Minuet of Forest.
Oh, hold on.
Unfortunately, misses him, and you're gonna have to
Doesn't
wait
get the
for lap
turnaround.
2.
Ah,
Because
that's all
this
right.
guy, this little guy, just so good at dodging everything. I hate him.
The worst is when you only have the Goron bracelet and you're like, oh no. I
Yeah,
have to pick up one of these bomb flowers.
Bloody finishing up Deku Tree pretty clean.
And there he gets
gonna get his nice single heart refill, but he's already at full heart, so whatever. Now he's gonna head over into Lost Woods, no doubt. Check some more headstones there and get his bow. Just a
just a
recovery
heart.
heart from Link the Goron, so I'm still feeling top of Dodongo's Cavern is gonna have something juicy.
Well, it looks like he's gonna check.
You know, we do have shot, we have bow, we have light arrows, we have slingshot, but I really feel like this seat's been a little stingy.
It could be something hiding
just
out
a
on
bit.
20 or 30 skulls.
All right, taking a quick peek at a heart
Yeah.
piece. Don't need it.
Vanilla.
Then use it.
I don't need it. Yeah, 10 and 20 skulls could definitely. It's never fun when you kind of skimp on your skulls collecting, and 10 or 20 has something that kind of bottlenecks you a little bit. And you're just like, oh, well then.
And yeah,
Alright,
you called it.
got him.
Marco heading over to Forest.
While Bloody's about to get his bow.
I mean, the play for Marco makes a lot of sense here, just because it's a medallion dungeon to begin with. It's the biggest concentration of checks that I think the runners probably currently have, even if it's out of logic. It's also going to get them a song. I mean, the worst case scenario that could possibly happen here is seeing Sarya's song on the minuet check.
Yeah, that would basically be a logical all dungeons then.
Yeah,
I'd be really
and
curious if anything is found. Like, I'm imagining something awful being found in here that the logic expected all dungeons for.
Oh no.
Yep.
Find out soon.
Yeah, you don't want to do that unrequired shadow spirit.
We know it can't be ZL. Actually, yeah, it
Song
can't
of
be
Storms.
Storms. That's good.
I could get them underground.
Potentially, yeah.
So the question becomes, where is Zelda's lullaby?
And just not as a
Where
song.
is Sarya's?
Yeah.
And Marco is
ZL
gonna
probably over in Desert Colossus.
Oh no.
My guess.
It is what it's looking like at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's either that or one of the medallion cutscenes. Like
That'd be
Force
pretty neat.
Reveal is on Prelude. Now where's Sarya's? So this is awkward because Forest Temple is locking a song, so Sarya's song can't be behind either Burning Cack or my brain's not working.
Burning
Burning
Cack or
Cack
just the
Prelude.
prelude location. Could be in Ice Cavern.
Ice
Yeah,
Cavern,
man.
that would be
That'd be awful, but yeah.
So basically it's Ice Cavern and it is the Requiem location. Those are the only two places that Sarya's song can be, I think.
Yeah, I was looking
Even
at
fewer
skull
for
tokens
Zelda's.
that Marco has collected. And I thought I saw something above 20. He went through it too fast for me to get an exact number. I think he's already got 10 covered.
Yeah, his personal tracker says that he's at 12.
Oh, okay. I
Ah,
saw
12.
a 2, and then my brain did something to it and flipped it around.
No, yeah, I mean, I only, like I said, I only know because I'm looking at his personal tracker. So
Still impressive.
Well, I'm
to be
glad
up
you
to, still impressive to be over 10 before the first hour.
that's the other thing. Like you coming to Forest here, even though it's out of logic, quote unquote. You get a song out of it, and you also knowing Marco's probably going to play, maybe not like too hard to 40 skulls, but he'll play to the point where he's going to grab a lot of skulls. You also get a number of Skulltulas going into Forest Temple early here.
Yeah, Forest is really valuable for Skulltulas. They're just right there.
All right, so already 2 small keys. We get our first check in the courtyard. We got Nehru's Love. So not the not the magic we were looking for.
Nope. We'll take any other magic besides that one. Also, Link does not like to jump off of that raised platform in the courtyard for some reason.
Yeah, that platform's a bit funky.
Yeah,
And
but
not to mention,
with it looking pretty likely that Forest Temple is all dungeons logically locked, pretty likely we're not going to find anything in here, but you know, who knows? With multiple copies of the items, even if it's not like in the logical path, it could be like a second or a third bomb bag hiding out in Forest Temple.
could be. This is one of the more check-dense dungeons that are on the Medallion list.
Okay, someone who's been paying more attention, was that the third Kakariko village, Way of the Hero?
Uh-oh.
Okay, someone in chat just did say
Yes.
Way of the Hero the third, so that's okay. Now, something I used to forget and don't anymore because I got screwed multiple times in logic by it. Skulltulas can be Way of the Hero locations in regards to CAC. So that could be
referring to
Skulltula check.
dens.
Very
Yeah.
much could be. Oh boy.
I think the only thing we haven't checked outside of skulls in Kakariko is what's in the grotto, because we
Yeah,
have
the
had
down
no
grotto.
access to it yet. But you know, Marco striking out in Forest Temple, nothing to be held. At least
So-
nothing that's not locked by strength. And now he's going to go grab his Scarecrow song, clean up the Lake Hylia area, and Bloody though.
Buddy's got 10 skulls.
He's got 10. He's going to check that. He's got the Keaton mask. Going to turn that in. And
Din's Nocturne and the Hookshot were all found in Kakariko.
10 is a blue
Just a
rupee.
floopy.
No surprise there.
So, here's what I'm thinking. No way.
The Skull Mask, man. His Skull Mask is looking pretty attractive.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
I'm thinking Skull Mask has long shot on it, and that's what you're supposed to use to get across the Bruta Valley, and then get to Requiem of Spirit check to get like Saria's or CL, and that's what opens up the rest of the
man.
seat somehow.
That would be brutal. I hope you're wrong, just for the runner's sake. But wow, cool.
We were all like, oh look, you don't have to do Shadow or Spirit. This is a relatively nice setup for the Medallion dungeons, and then the game's like, seat generator's
Yeah.
like, ha 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 ha,
Just
you thought. Oh, there is? Okay, this got pointed out. Dampe digging, or as I like to call it, Grampe digging.
Grompe digging.
For without Sun Song, I see that is one of the harder things to reroute in, because you have to be, not only do you have to be going into Kakariko at night, you have to be going in like as soon as it turns night, because he's only there for like the first third of the night.
Yeah,
Luckily
he
they have
doesn't.
Nocturne, so they can choose.
He's
when
not
they
the.
want to.
Yeah, Dompe's not the hardest worker. You know, he sleeps 23 hours, 23 and a half hours a day. He's awake for 17 seconds doing work.
Yeah, but he gets hook shots somehow, so.
Most likely Skull Mask is going to be a bomb bag, and then everything opens up into Dango's cavern.
Bomb bag seems likely as our next progression item, or maybe the hammer. Hammer would be equally amazing.
See, this is interesting. Bloody doesn't actually know that Lost Woods is Way of the Hero, because he didn't check one of both the hint stones in the back of Lake Hylia, and Bloody's going to
That's
go
right.
back to be an adult and do the Forest Temple checks that Marco's already done.
Yeah, he still hasn't been to Goron City. I don't think he's done Death Mountain Crater.
Yeah, he's probably going to follow in Marco's path in regards to that. Be interesting to see where exactly Marco goes next.
He's collecting skulls. He's going hard on those skulls. That's the only thing over here he can do. And you know, once again, being this dry, you could be thinking, you know, I need something on 10 or 20 or 30, even before 40.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah, definitely setting
All
talent
the-
base so we can go do Dante.
Yeah, with all the CAC Way of the Hero hint stuff.
Taking no chance. Bloody having another look at what that knight.
Yeah, picking up his Prelude of Light.
And gonna dive Fire Temple. Get a good bloopy.
This is actually just like a replay of Marco going down here, like.
Yeah, big difference, I guess, being Marco does have Song of Storms. Could do a tiny bit in bottom of the well. With lacking bombs, lacking ZL, can't really do much, but
Yeah,
he's
just
playing
that's-
Nocturne.
And Song of Storms is actually like locked by either Ocarina of Time with Minuet or wherever Saria's song is.
That's right. It's a
So,
later logic check for sure.
yeah. I mean, ZL is hit like song-wise, everything has been bottlenecked because we don't have ZL to open up. What do you call it? The composer grave checks. It's just. This is such a. I feel like this is such a weird seed in a way.
Yeah.
All right, well, Marco's time of day is correct to get Dompe digging, so
Yeah, let's see if it's any
let's
worth.
see burying some bombs around. Let's see. It is.
A wallet.
Nope,
Oh.
just a.
Jeez.
Begin-
Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
Skullmask. Skullmask
Really?
is one of the Skullmask or 20 skulls, 30 skulls.
Definitely running out of options.
Yeah, we
They
have
need
not
some
seen a
bombs
30
to get
skull,
going.
man.
Jeez.
I mean, the runners. I think that Marco actually has enough. If he grabs all of the skulls here.
Yeah, he's
I
got
think he
16,
does,
17,
yeah.
18, 19. He's
Yeah,
gonna
I
get up
think
to
he does.
19 here.
I think he can get the one. Because he's got slingshot. He can get the one on the ladder, so he'll be at 20. I think. Because there's 4 that you can get without basically anything in Kakariko, and then there is a 5th if you have slingshot bomb shoes.
Yep, there's 18. This is gonna be exactly 20 for Marco here.
And you know what? I'm gonna guess. I don't even have to guess. I know that it was all calculated. Marco did this all on purpose. He's not running in here and going, "Oh, cool," like I do sometimes, where I'm like, "Oh, cool, I have just enough skulls. I did plan that right." He's going, "Yeah, no, this is totally
That's right.
completely on purpose."
And if anybody
Right.
asks and you aren't sure, you just say yes. It was.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. Always look cool. In a randomized world, leave nothing to chance.
Yeah, and
Even-
Bloody for his
even-
part is only sitting at 8 skulls. So if something is hiding away here on 20, that's gonna be huge for Marco. We're moments away from finding out. Is 20 the answer? We know this one was useless. This is the first time Marco's been in here. Yeah, blue rupee. Are we gonna get another blue rupee or maybe some
Come on,
bombs?
strength
What
upgrade.
is it?
Hey!
Strength.
Wow.
Had to be. All right, there's some more Way of the Hero for you guys.
Yeah, so strength off of 20, and that doesn't give us much, but it gives Marco enough where he can
Back to the
continue
Forest
on and finish up the Forest Temple, which looks like his play. Or also just doing Dodongo's Cavern as much as he can.
I was just about to say, I wonder if he does Dodongo's Cavern first to grab whatever the Way of the Hero from there could be, although he can't finish.
Yeah, Dodongo's Cavern is like a lot closer as well. There's currently, I guess he can play Bolero and get over there that way, but I think Nocturne to Dodongo's is the fastest thing to do. But he's playing Bolero. There it is.
That's
This is
happening.
looking like Forest.
Yeah, most likely a forest play.
So Bloody's going to pick up a couple more skulls here, but still quite a bit of ways from 20.
Yeah, I don't think he's grabbed the nighttime gold skulls in Kakariko as a child.
He
yet, so
has
he's got
Not
those.
quite.
Yeah, he's got those 5 in his back.
That was 12. He's going to get at least 13 and 14 here. So it really just needs to find one more before hitting 20, so not going to be too bad there.
Yep.
It is interesting to see that these runners are doing essentially the same routing, just in slightly different orders.
Yeah, Marco seems to be, like, timing wise, like he's going back into Forest Temple well ahead here, but Bloody has done a couple. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of thinking about how far behind. Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Bloody had a couple of things on Marco a little while ago, and now it's like he doesn't have anything. I feel like.
Well,
At this
currently
point,
Bloody
that's
does
just-
have the Skull Mask,
It's just the skull mask, yeah, weighing heavy.
and has Marco read the hint on Minuet being Ocarina of Time? I think that was up in Zora's River, which is also a knowledge advantage for Bloody there. So
Oh,
I
that's
think,
right.
yeah, so Bloody knowing that Minuet of Forest is all dungeons locked. I think that's going to push him more towards Dodongo's Cavern once he finds his strength, rather than coming back and doing Forest Temple.
Yeah, and pointed out in chat, this is actually like exactly the same route that Marco would have done. Is Bloody will get his 15th Skulltula by playing Prelude of Light, warping to Temple of Time, going outside Ganon's castle, grabbing that skull, setting the time of day to night, and then warping back and turning into a child, and he'll be able to Nocturne of Shadow and do exactly what Marco did. Grampe digging, and then 20 skulls.
Yep. So this here should be Skull 14. It is. Looking good for Bloody there. And now we're going to get some progression from Marco deeper in to the fort.
Well, let's see what's here. At the very least, this might get them their Zelda's Lullaby at the completion of the dungeon.
Yeah, could be. Actually,
Yeah.
I think potentially unlikely given how likely all dungeons is. You know, all dungeons requires ZL. So we'd have to have Saria's in logic soon and not locked by... Actually, let's see. Yeah, not locked by Forest or Fire in order for that to happen. That could... yeah, ZL could be here. We'll find out.
Could be the Requiem one as well.
Yep.
Yeah, logically, let's see if... Because without Saria's song, Forest Temple's out of logic. Strength upgrade could lead
Some
to
bomb
a
shoes.
variety of things. Hey, we have
That
exclusives
may
for the first
be
time this
all
season.
Marco needs. I'm curious how big a stack that's going to be. Yeah, you know, Bomb Shoe is not considered in logic for anything, but man,
Super.
that is nice. That's really nice.
Bracelet was on 20 skulls, for those asking in chat. Yes, I believe Marco knows, I know that Marco knows the Fire Arrow entrance, and I'm pretty certain Bloody does too. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he does.
Bloody-
He's done it a couple times.
Yeah, so.
BB off to Kakariko to do adult archery, I imagine.
Yeah,
To
for
note,
sure.
in the accessible rule set, there is no way to do that collapsing walls room without Din's Fire. So if you entered into Shadow Temple with the Fire Arrow trick and there was either a small key or a boss key or an important item in one of those two chests, you would be out of...
It's strange that they're not programmed to be burned.
Has to be a powerful flame.
Yeah. They only burn on the other side.
Nice recovery by Bloody to get that ruby after he missed it the first time.
Mm-hmm. Skull him.
Yeah, that's one we don't see people go for too often.
You want to fall off.
Yeah, risk of falling off, but you know, 40 skulls, you're going to be getting everything you possibly can.
Yeah, from the looks of it, despite the Shadow Temple, these guys are committing to the 40 skulls.
Well, and we also don't know what 30 skulls was, so
That's right.
they could be playing with the idea of that they're in the dark with that. They may as well. Marco knowing about the 40 skulls on the Dins, he's
Looks
probably
like BB's
looking at
heading
it.
up towards Dodongo's.
I may as well play for 40 because I don't know what 30 is anyway, and if that's important, I need this.
Yeah, BB, I don't believe has checked what's on top of Dodongo's Cavern. Maybe he has. But he's also going to play Song of Storms up here and see what's in the grotto. I'm not sure if we saw Marco do this or not.
I don't think we did. Yeah, I think that Marco went through Goron City as an adult first before he went to check the hint there, or not the hint, check the song in Sacred Forest Meadow.
I think we're one of these last couple locations has got to be something big. And I'm sure Marco knows that as well, given he's only found bomb shoes and forest temples so far. He knows how little is actually left in logic, and you know where something's got to be.
Right, he's back off to the Temple of Time.
Yep.
I mean, the funny thing is, in a way, that like the progression we're currently seeing is out of like, you know, and sometimes you definitely don't want to be like beholden to the logic indefinitely, but What's funny is that all of this progression, quote unquote, like Forest Temple, is all out of logic. Just because of wherever Taria's song is.
Yep.
Yeah. Can't let that hold you back from Forest Temple, though.
Oh, no way.
You'd never finish a run.
All right, we're getting a save and quit from BB. I think that only means one thing, and that is we're going to see the skull map.
Finally. The bow wasn't enough for him. He's got to see what's admittedly one of the worst checks.
No, here comes Skull Mask, an hour in.
Pretty early skull mask, all things considered.
Yeah. I mean, this is bombs, right? This has got to be bomb bag.
It's gotta be.
Well, it could be in like the Dongo's Cavern or something, which we're still quite a ways out. Marco's the only one who can get anything to Dongo's Cavern. He's currently
Definitely getting there.
Forest Temple and is going to be there for a while.
Hasn't found any major worth. Still trying to find that item in the Forest Temple that's really gonna make it all worth it. Bearing in mind again that Forest is one of the more check-dense dungeons on the Medallions. Water Temple isn't gonna have a whole lot. Jabu's in fact barren. So Dodongo's Cavern's gotta be loaded.
Or it could just be one item in there. But yeah, having bomb shoes already in Forest Temple, like even if you don't find bombs, just having those in your pocket before you find logical bomb bag is gonna, or a hammer, is gonna make your routing a lot more efficient depending on how many chews it was. I still haven't seen him open up his menu, so I haven't been able to check how many it was.
I'm surprised that's not burning on his mind.
Well, no reason to waste time in the menu, right? That's a couple
Being efficient.
couple seconds lost, and like you're not using any bomb chews here, so no point checking it right now. Skull mask for Bloody. Pay attention on the right. What are we gonna get?
No, just a Bluey.
So I think at this point, Bloody's got to be thinking skulls.
I would have been like rushing Skull Mask as well, and sniped out of midair. I would have been rushing skulls and been like, when I got here, and I was like, there's been nothing. It's got to be skulls, and then nothing. And I would have been like, okay, what the heck, Gabe?
Yeah, his time of day is going to work out pretty nice. He's going to pick up skull number 15 right here from the dirt patch. And if he is going to go do Night Cack and Dompa, he can just teleport over to Lake Hylia, wait for nighttime to hit, and then go into Kakariko.
Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. Or he'll just run out of course. Oh, he's got the...
Okay, he did forget this. I was wondering if he had already checked it before he went in, but he realizes, okay, I need to check this Storm's Grotto, see what it holds.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Marco has not found anything other than those bomb chews, which could be important.
Hey, a fish in a bottle. That'll save a couple seconds, not having to catch a fish and a fish for dropping.
This is an important check at the Forest Temple. Let's see if there's something good here. Wooden shield.
Yeah,
this is the first check. There aren't going to be any more keys in the Forest Temple.
I mean, bomb chews is actually really, really nice to get for Marco, but yeah, he has not seen an item yet in Forest Temples.
All right, here we go. Bloody killing time. Waiting for nighttime to hit so he can teleport over to Kakariko, finish off his 20 skulls, and just clear out the rest of Graveyard as well. Not got to worry
Getting
about
the last one use out of the Skull Mask while he still has it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Bloody is gonna head into Dodongo's Cavern rather than Forest Temple.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. It would make sense.
You really don't want to do Dodongo's Cavern as a child unless you have bombs.
Well, you'd be going adult first, of course.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if you're gonna go back to being an adult and have to warp around, I think you take the progression, the Medallion dungeon progression first, because you know you can get all the way through Forest, whereas there's a chance that the way the hero for Dodongo's is locked by a bomb bag or hammer, and you can't actually get to it. Unlikely due to the fact that we just don't have any checks left, seemingly, but
But you can at least play through for sure, like get to a shortcut
Oh yeah.
in Dodongo's Cavern, and you know, that way of the hero heads could be very useful in guiding where he wants to go.
Definitely.
We'll see.
It'll be useful to get him back into the next line of logic, but when he can do the Forest Temple, at least it's there for him.
Yeah, it'll all be basically however Bloody feels like playing.
But so far, Forest Temple being dry. Nothing at all to be found in here.
No, just two
We
more
get-
check.
Yep. 2 more checks, and we'll see what the song holds, if that's anything useful. We know it can't be ZL. Could be a Pona song.
Why can't
Running
it
out
be
of places
ZL?
for Zelda. Yeah, why? Definitely running out of places for
I mean,
it to
I don't
be.
think it can be Saria's song.
Oh, it can't be Saria song, you're right. But
Or
no, it can be Saria song. I'm getting
It can
so
be Saria's
confused thinking
Yeah,
all this.
the song
It's
logic right
unlikely
here.
it's ZL. It's unlikely it's ZL. But it could be
Nothing
ZL.
there.
All dungeons locked into ZL.
But Phantom
No,
Cannon's
that
the
wouldn't
only
even
one
be
that
all
could possibly
dungeons.
happen.
Gosh, I'm just like my brain is melting thinking about all these song locations and what we know and what's on
This
Ocarina
is-
at the time. But
This is a pretty tough song shuffle, that's for sure.
it is. It is.
Yeah, and Bloody getting his 20 skulls, turning it in, seeing the bracelet. He's definitely gonna go back to being an adult, and then has a decision to make where he goes next. I don't really think it's a decision. I think that you go for the medallion progression forward,
Right.
especially
Going
because it's the forest medallion. You get a song out of it too.
Yeah, definitely a little bit higher value there than Dodongo that you can't full clear.
All right.
I mean, Dodongo might be the right play, but
You're gonna end up back there after the Forest Temple.
Well, if he plays Bolero, he's going to be heading over to the Forest Temple. Let's see what he opts to do. And there it is,
That's
Bolero.
Bolero.
So it looks like
Nice.
Forest Temple for Bloody.
Alright.
Marco.
Again.
Yeah, Marco likely going to be our first to enter Dodongo's Cavern. I think he's going to head there quickly after finishing up Forest here.
Yeah. Only about 10 minutes between the players, the whole length of the Forest Temple. Not too much, really.
yeah, I mean, Marco's got like
out of the sky.
he had a 2-hitter there. You may have to do this a 3rd time. Yep.
Do we ever figure out why Ganondorf can fly? Or is that just a thing?
It's just magic. Don't
Just
worry about
magic.
it. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
Don't ask that question. Come on, man.
That's not cool, come on.
It just is.
All right, what was Phantom Ganon hiding for us? It is Aurora's Wind.
Hey, minty fresh.
That's still just bomb shoes basically in Forest Temple. So
Yeah. But soon, let's see. Let's see how many bomb shoes Marco
He's got to open the
I've
menu
been
eventually.
I've been wondering that ever since he picked it up, but he's still not opening up the menu.
he's probably gonna go through the Lost Woods and do the 2 explosive checks now that he's got bomb shoes.
Yep, way of the hero. So definitely clear that out.
And depending upon how many he has, he'll probably save scum them.
Oh, this is a neat little hook shot setup here. I did not know about that path. I don't really go that way often, but good to
I
know.
mean, guess it saves time.
There's so many little things like that that are so situational. You don't get to do too often, but yeah, just having that knowledge can just slowly add up minutes and minutes and minutes over the course of the seed. Could be the difference, just having all these little tricks in your back pocket.
That's right.
I do find it really interesting, and this is where Marco's. Oh, it's the big pack of bomb shoes.
Hey.
Doesn't really have to worry about save scumming too much there. That is nice.
No strategy, just explosions. Doing the full job.
My favorite type of explosions, the not strategized ones.
Well, let's see if we find anything else good in the Lost Woods, or if it really was the bow. I'm curious to see if Marco will make that choice to do Skull Mask on his own. That will put him really back in line with BB.
Someone did point out too that Sarius, the Skull Kid Sarius song check is also Lost Woods, of course, so that could be possibly something. We have already found the bow, but yeah, it is a clear way to hero locations unless you are already in go mode.
Definitely, yeah. You don't want to get burned by leaving something over here. We get the boomerang.
Hey!
That is definitely a required item for Javu.
Definitely want that. And Bloody will probably make the same plays at first time.
Yeah, I'd expect VB to follow this route almost exactly, but he doesn't have. I still don't think he's read the Lost Woods Way of the Hero hint, so he may not know.
He is about to get bomb shoots though, so that's. Can he resist the temptation of checking? It's like.
Oh, he definitely can. Why? No need to change your menu right here. You already got your hook shot, nuts, and bow out.
Oh, come on! Don't act like getting bomb choosing a bomb locked seed isn't like Christmas.
I mean, it
You
is.
just you assume it's 5. You're thinking about what to do with 5. Only need to check. You need to save as many menu pauses as you can. Each one takes quite a bit of time.
Yeah, this is a 1v1 optimized menu and validated rupee at the end of the Lost Woods.
Yep. So Marco's run is validated. Also, yeah, we still have not seen a 30 hint yet. So.
Marco quickly going to put those bomb chews even more to work. Going to check most likely the boulder maze here.
Yeah. Or he might go straight to Dodongo's.
Also fine
Yep,
too.
right.
No point wasting the rest of the bomb
Yep,
chews.
perfectly fine. This is what I get for trying to pick what somebody way better than me is going to be doing.
This is why we run out of bombs.
This is why I commentated. That didn't make the top 32. Because I would go into the maze and find nothing. Some other runner is gonna go into the maze and finds like hammer and silver gauntlets and.
Ooh,
It's gonna be like
nice.
Din's, or not Din's Fire. It's gonna be Magic and the hover boots over there.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, go finish getting your 40 skull.
But yeah, what I was gonna say about some of the tricks, like the one that Marco has shown off, it's really interesting that because of the rule set that we use for accessible, a lot of tricks that used to be more prevalent in the early Ocarina of Time speedrunning days have kind of come back a little bit.
Mhm.
So runners like Marco kind of have a bit of a heads up. I know that like watching him play, of course the Nat and a lot of the other runners who have a lot of experience with OT, there's a lot of maneuvers that maybe have fallen out of favor because they're not as fast or they're a little,
They got routed out.
yeah, they got routed out.
That's a
Being
nice little
kind of brought
swag
back
backflip there from Marco.
2 full feet.
Yeah,
That was
of it.
awesome.
And like Law said, for example, the pixel shot, that long shot to get to Pierre in the Fire Temple.
All right, there's our second hint for the toilet bowl in GTG, just housing a small key.
Right, I'm very excited to see what's going to be here in Dodongo's cap. This is going to give them a good hint of where to go next. If it's Ruto's letter, Jabu's on deck.
Something's in here. We don't know.
Oh my god, yes!
Uh-oh.
Give me the
Don't do it.
King Zoro for
Don't
the
do
Ruto's
it.
letter meme. Give it to me.
Please, no.
King Zoro, you say?
Yep, it's in logic where if you get the Giant's Wallet, it can be in logic for you to buy Blue Fire
And then take it
from
to Kizura.
Kakariko Village, and then you unfreeze King Zora, and he's the one that has Ruto's letter on.
That has happened to me before. And it was
Oh
awful.
no! It's the worst.
I mean, they still need Zelda's Lullaby, yes, but yeah, I think I was in the first ever seed that happened in 1.0. I ran that race, and I think there were like, out of 9 of us running, I think only like 2 or 3 finished, because everyone got locked on that freaking King Zora unfreeze thing.
Well, if we find absolutely nothing in Dodongo's cavern outside of that wallet, I think we know our fate.
What else could the biggest wallet point to?
Or there's a
Find the Zora tunic.
Or there's
That's
a
it.
freaking small key. Yeah, I was just about to say, or there's a small key in the central pillar water temple.
Up to 23 skulls, making his way towards 40.
No.
Yeah, 30 still unknown, right?
Oh god. Oh. We don't have the ability to actually start the rolling the pot, but Strink also can open up
Oh,
the
no.
pot as a child in Goron City.
Yeah. That's really bad, but hopefully by the time we pick up ZL, we're gonna have actual bombs.
Hopefully, yeah.
All right, a couple more chests on your left for Marco. What do we got?
The hammer!
Hey.
Okay.
Amazing. That's going to help him do fire pretty much immediately after.
Yep, fire now can be cleared. Most of those like bombable grottos are now in logic.
Wait, what? You can bomb jump off of the bomb flowers? How did I not know this?
And the big chorus. What?
Always nice to have that big knife.
All right.
All of the
Dongo's
two-handed
Cavern,
weapon.
ready to go.
No, unfortunately, King Dodongo still takes 2 jump slashes, even with that big boy.
They must just not have programmed him for that damage.
Well, isn't it like how many Kokiri sword attacks does it take? Is it 2? I think it's like for some reason King Dodongo is like 2 attacks no matter what weapon you have. Because it's 2 if it's Master Sword, 2 if it's the Dodongo's, or 2 if
Still
it's the
2 if
Goron
it's-
Sword, 2 if
still 2
it's
if
the
it's hammer.
Deku Stick. Because Deku Stick is Master Sword basically, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's been ages since I've done Dodongo's Cavern as a child, because why would you?
same.
Yeah.
I can't accurately answer that question.
Is there any way BB can win this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but it's a little convoluted at this point in time. It's basically would be like Marco gets confused and goes back to do Skull Mask in the Lost Woods. And
That would do it.
doesn't find anything else in the
It
near
could
future.
just come down to another Iced Cavern versus Gerudo Training Grounds play. Just
Yeah.
one wrong decision could really change the whole game.
Yeah, I think as long as like the seed remains somewhat linear, where you're all funneled this specific path of progression. Like right now, Forest, you're doing that, then you essentially have to go do Dodongo's Cavern. That gives you the Megaton Hammer. That clearly signals going to Fire Temple and knocking out that stuff over there. So if nothing crazy happens and like all the remaining items are just on the way, then it's going to be really tough for BB. But if it opens up and it comes down to like, oh, you know, there's a couple good options that we can do. And, Bloody chooses one of them, Marco chooses the other, and that could be it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, basically if the seed is really nice and Fire Temple has like Rudo's Letter and then Jabu Jabu, well Jabu Jabu won't have anything, but like, I don't know. Bottom of the Well has Long Shot and Iron Boots. It's just a straight shot through.
Yeah, but as far as like what else we need, we're pretty close. We just need the Iron Boots, we need the Long Shots, and Ruto's Letter.
Yeah.
I think that's enough to get us through the rest. Oh, and Magic. Magic
Just
for the
the
White Widows.
Medallion dungeons, yeah. So yeah, Rudo's Letter, Long Shot 2, Magic 3.
Some difficult items to find. And not a lot of checks left in the dungeon. Fire's gonna have to be loaded.
Yeah, Jabu is barren.
I don't know, I think we might end up in Spirit Temple, or the Shadow Temple still.
Shadow Temple, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that could also be a big impact time-wise. If Marco makes a play thinking that it gets magic too, but makes
Absolutely.
a play along with getting magic for 40 skulls and gets Dins and goes into Shadow Temple, he could be, you know, and there is nothing in Shadow Temple, of course, in that situation. Then Marco or then Bloody can make up some time.
All right,
For
getting
sure.
our final check in Kakariko here over on Marco's side. Was it gonna be? It is a Deku Nut. So
So all that's left is 30 and 40 skulls, 30 being question mark and 40 being Din's Fire, which we still don't know is required.
and having the double way of the hero hints for Kakariko, most likely referring to the hook shot and the strength upgrade, but maybe it's thinking about Din's Fire. Maybe.
I've seen seeds with like 2 way of the hero hints and there's 4 items required for beating the game in that location, so
And
You
Marco,
never know.
as you were saying, going right into Fire Temple here. Depending on where the boss key is, I'm curious if he's going to opt to full clear everything in his do the boss at least. See what he opts to do.
Probably
No, at
best.
least there's one small key down here. Potentially. I guess it could be a boss key. We do Bl00dy really early.
Yeah. I hate doing that room without magic, by the way. You saw Marco doing the puny little normal sword spins.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That's so much
oh, please.
That little reach really helps when you're surrounded by enemies.
Yes, and Marco does have Pierre. Both of the runners had went early Pierre as an adult and child and adult, so.
Yeah, we do know it's a small key, so it's potentially required, potentially not. All depends on that key layout, but if they get enough small keys elsewhere, we're not going to see a visit up to Pierre.
The worst is when you don't have the ability to get Pierre, or you just don't think about it, and then you go into Fire Temple without him, and you're going, am I gonna get screwed because in this one seed because I didn't go get Pierre?
That is how it goes.
Sometimes if you have Serenade and Furor's Wind with the magic to use, it's not too bad, but still a very tense situation going through. I know whenever I enter Fire Temple without having like the Scarecrow song, I'm thinking like, is it gonna be there? I hope it's not there. Please don't be
Very
there.
stressful.
Yeah. So that's
I just
two
want it to be a
small-
small key I don't need.
Yeah, that's always the nice play.
Yeah, the one time you want it to be blue.
All right, nice Phantom Ganon from Bloody. So now caught up on the Forest Temple, will likely be heading straight to Dodongo's Cavern. I'm not sure if he's going to do the play to go back to Lost Woods, lacking that hint that it's Way of the Hero, but could be. For right now, if he chooses to avoid it and just go straight to Dodongo's, it's not going to burn him too hard since Boomerang's only needed for Jabu, which we know is Baron, but at some point he will have to go grab that. And Marco still has not checked what the song. That's still a mystery.
Yeah. Well, he's been getting a couple of items one after another, and Bloody is
Yep,
Going
gonna
to-
go straight to Dodongo's.
Definitely the right call.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not going to have too much motivation to go back to the Lost Woods for a while. At least not until he finds Saria's song. So he could be leaving that Boomerang off quite a while.
And it is still also, it's the farthest back grotto, the one
Yep.
next to the Secret Forest
Yep.
Meadow, so
Right now, he's got 3 checks left to do over there. The 2 Bomble Grottos, as well as the grotto in the Sacred Forest Meadow. So it's not like a completely orphaned check, but as soon as he finds the hammer, he's going to have so much more to worry about.
there is a chance that he starts to, I mean, Marco's execution is nuts, so that's hard to do, but there is a chance that Bloody kind of makes a bit of a, shrinks the lead a little bit here by going straight into Dodongo's, and then he'll probably go to Fire right after that, but that, not having the Boomerang could come back to haunt him depending upon where Ruta's letter is.
Yep, definitely. At the very least, Bloody's not going to be entering Jabu without that ring. And here we go, on the way to Dodongo's Cavern. BB gonna pick up the hammer. Gonna be very, very nice. And still, we have no idea what what the Prelude of Light song is.
Nope, neither of them chose to check it.
There's a chance that stays a mystery for a while longer, because I think there's a chance Marco gets Burning Cack song before he gets Prelude of Light.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That's 2 more songs unlocked. Or, sorry, 1 more song unlocked after he finishes Fire Temple.
Yeah.
I guess until we see either one of them choose to go back Child, not really a point in going to the Temple of Time other than getting that song check.
Still going deeper and deeper into Fire Temple. Haven't found anything of importance. I mean, this
We
is
have the
where
boss
like
key yet?
I don't think so. No, this is where like you get the boss key on one of the next like 2 checks, and then you have to fight with yourself. Do I keep going? Is there
It's
something even deeper?
always a tough call, and I can't really blame anybody for bailing on Fire Temple. It's another small key.
And to note, I think this got brought up in chat. And to note, I believe because of key logic and whatnot that the rest of this is out of logic without a bomb bag. So
I
a
didn't
bomb
catch
bag.
what was hiding away in the bombable wall.
I didn't either. I
the
think
first
it was a
round.
key, but I'm not sure.
And there's the Giant's Wallet for BB. I love how that comes up first. So you're just thinking to yourself, "Do they make me do this? Do I have to really?" His
Oh yeah,
fears
BB
will
is totally aware.
his fears will like be calmed after he finds that hammer, which is way nicer to find. All right, Marco down to 0 keys. There are 2 locations up here. He's going to really hope that one of them's a small key, so he doesn't have to go up to Pierre.
Yeah, I don't know. Pierre's always so like without Frore's wind and magic, because they do have Frore's wind. It's like, I don't really want to go to Pierre.
Yeah, still a very decent chance of being safe from that fate. Just needs the 1 small key. And is the Goron guarding it over here? It is a small key. There we go. That's good news. Not gonna have to go up to Scarecrow Song area.
Not until you kill Volvagia and have done all the checks and have 2 small keys, and you go,
Yeah, but knowing it's a small key, it's nice. Not having to worry about it. Completely off the mind.
Wait, how do we know that Pierre is a small key?
I think we read a hint that Pierre and Fire Temple small key. I don't know if Marco read it or Bloody read it, but I distinctly remember seeing that.
I did not see that. I did not see that hint.
Don't recall that hint either.
I know that I've seen in past seeds I've seen hints for Pierre, but
Marco Bloody happy to get his hand.
Okay, he's going. So I could have misread the hint to something else. I thought I saw that it was. Marco will make a fool of me or not, momentarily.
that's what commentating's all about. I think they're gonna do this. That's the one way they can do it. And then it's like, no, we're gonna do it this way.
Oh no, it turns out there's actually 10 more different ways to do it. So you can go ahead and send me an ice trap if I'm wrong on this one.
Both these runners, yeah, I think Rob Dog pointing it out, especially if Requiem is found on either Prelude check or Burning Cack check, and that's where like Saria's / Zelda's Lullaby is, which opens up everything into logic. It's kind of like both these runners have taken the seed's logic and just like snapped it over their knee.
Absolutely. Hour and a half in,
Bend
still
to
no
my
Zelda's
will.
Lullaby.
All right, am I an idiot or not? Stay tuned. Pay close attention on the left side on Marco's screen. He's going to open up the chest. What is it? It is the boss
boss.
key. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm just going to say I saw a hint that it was the boss key. I just misread that the hint
Perfect.
said small key.
Perfect.
So close enough.
He has to make that call of does he complete the rest of the Fire Temple, and it looks like he is. Wow,
I mean-
that tech.
That was pretty nice.
That was. Those stupid bubbles. They have no lungs, but they must scream.
All right, so there are 2 small keys remaining in Fire Temple. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 locations remaining. So 2 more items to find here. So if conveniently the first 2 give him what he needs, then you can dip out of here early. This is probably a small key, given the logic expects you to open up that door.
Yep. I mean, it could have just been Volvigia was holding the small key for you to get.
Yeah, could be. I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Oh,
That's why knowing these strats to get through the firewalls is really, really important for Fire Temple, especially. Just avoiding having to double dip for that small key and just being able to finish the dungeon with less than one small key. And
Yeah.
BB finishing up Dodongo's cavern. See what he opts to do next, but taking that hammer, you can choose to check what the prelude of Light Song is now, but nope, gonna go into Fire Temple first, get that done. So yeah, still just following step by step, right behind Marco.
Now, depending upon Bloody's decision when he gets into Fire Temple, and of course what winds up being deeper in Fire Temple, Bloody could make up a little more time by choosing not to do the deep fire here.
Yep, and we'll get an answer on whether or not that's going to be good or not, as Marco is quickly approaching the very top.
Yep, and yes, Bloody does have Scarecrow Song. Both runners do, so.
And Bloody putting that hammer to work, instantly stunning all of... I forget what that enemy's called. I have to go look that up, but... Little like fire goo thingies.
Magma
Torch slugs.
I don't know.
Torch slugs, is that the official name?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
Well, now you do.
Gotta
There are
use
a lot of
magic.
enemy names I didn't know before Randomizer.
And it's
Like,
going to
what are
be
the-
coming up on the test soon, where before you can commentate any of these, you gotta say, you have to know every single enemy in the game.
There's gonna be an in-depth quiz. Gotta score 80% or higher.
So purple rupee on the hammer chest.
All right, you have one small key. I think this.
Come on, Ruto's letter. Oh,
Okay, so
another
no
purple
deep
rupee.
fire. Actually, fire in its entirety. Nothing here.
nothing in. Oh. Wow, I'm calling it now. Shadow's got everything.
So a little bit of an opportunity here for Bloody to make up time if he decides to gamble and just completely ditch the top of Fire Temple.
Yeah.
And something we don't see too often is actually hitting the pillar in order to get to the boss door.
This is a sort of situation where I'd be sweating a little bit on 3 3/4 hearts. Just
That's
like,
He's got the tunic.
it's
He's fine.
more than enough. More than enough.
oh yeah, Marco is just like, normal day. Yeah, I'd be like,
On the other
alright, I
hand-
can't screw this up, I can't screw this up.
Bloody's on 2 1/4 heart right now. I don't recall if there were any pieces of heart or heart containers going on the way up, but it could be a little spooky because Volvagia does hit like a truck. I think her
Yes.
fire breath does 3 hearts.
Head swing does
Everything
5.
does. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Thankfully, the big Goron sword will make quick work, but not having any bombs, you can't go for that really nice one cycle by abusing Volvagia's hitbox that stays there for the first phase.
They could use their choose. It's worth it.
I was
Yeah,
just
the
about to
hammer.
say, interesting that Marco's not using his choose and a Deku Nuts. It's a possibility. I think Bloody knows how to do that. So depending upon how many bomb chews he winds up with once he finishes Fire Temple, he may be able to make up a little bit of time on Marco there too.
Yep. Get to enjoy Link just hanging on the side of the wall here for a little bit. Getting nice and toasty with that lava right below him.
Okay, and do hang with us. Apparently we are dropping frames, which might be a Twitch issue. So it's
All
been
right.
so long since I have seen someone kill Volvigia in the normal way without bombs and hitting the
Yeah,
second.
where are those bombs? Where could they be? And I think Bl00dy is not going to have them because we're still missing that last small key.
Yes, Bl00dy is small key.
But we now have 2 more songs we can go check. And lacking ZL, I hope Marco checks them soon.
Yay, progression somehow skips them all and doesn't get either of them, and you're like, what?
The rare ZL-less seed.
He goes straight through and does all of the Hyrule field checks, and you're just like, wait, Marco. Of course, that would be...
It's the God Water Temple where you don't have to play or raise the water at all.
I have had those. I have had one seed like that before. It was glorious.
Yeah. Maybe having a little bit of trouble on this jump here to get around the push block and fire temple. See if he decides to go for it again. Or push it off. Yep, he's setting up. So this is quite the precise jump. Okay, opting is like, okay, nah, not happening, so just gonna take my time and push it.
Oh my goodness,
So,
sun song on
sun
the
song.
forest. No good.
Well, one more check.
Yeah, going directly to use it.
Yeah,
See what it's worth.
Well, it's a good thing to do because he still needs to check Burning Cack. So
Yeah.
this is just along the way for him.
Oh god, my least favorite part of the burning cack check is having to like run all the way out and through the graveyard and through Cack to get to the Hyrule Castle side entrance and then go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
Just allow-
why?
Should just allow the cutscene to spawn from any side of the city.
That would be nice.
So I am curious where Marco is going to go next, having exhausted the dungeons that he currently has access to. There's a seed bullet bag hiding away, not needed.
Saw a bag and got excited.
But if this is nothing, he has a couple options. He can potentially go check what's lying around in Hyrule Field.
This is gonna be crazy.
And I don't think he's done the boulder maze yet
He has not, no.
in Goron City. And
No,
there's
but
also
the-
the abominable wall up top, so
Yeah,
Quite
with
a
the
few,
hammer,
like-
he can get all that.
yeah.
Yeah, if he can get Zelda's Lullaby right here, that should be the next place he'll go.
Yeah, there's a good chance he probably runs back in, grabs the Burning Cack song, warps to the Temple of Time, gets the the song there, and then will head to Death Mountain.
There
And
it
there it
is.
is, ZL.
That's just mean.
So, the interesting note about that is that Sarius can't be in the Composer Grave or in Ice Cavern.
Yeah,
Sarius is on Requiem.
we now know that
has to be.
location. Yeah, there's nowhere else it could be.
So that means that
Whoa.
Longshot that means basically Longshot is somewhere before Forest Fire GQ. So like, Longshot's on an early check.
It's in Shadow Temple, man. We're gonna
Has
find
to be.
magic.
I mean, it depends on where magic is. Yeah.
Or it's like right here in this fairy fountain. So Marco gonna finish up the Death Mountain area. So likely
Longshot's-
gonna see both fairy fountains and then into Goron City to close that out.
So this could be one of those weird seeds where like,
Magic!
hey, there's
Wow.
magic.
Hey, vanilla.
This is gonna be one of those weird seeds where like Longshot is in a simple location.
Now we can get at least the first 2 checks in Shadow.
That's right. It's getting there.
Watch this, like, the hover boots be found over here. And like, yeah, you think you can avoid it? No. I have
Shadow
other plans for you.
Shadow
Get your
Temple
skunks.
always sticking itself into the seed.
Uh-oh.
One's a
Not-
tree.
Not legit, but I mean, still foreboding.
Well, 1 check there with the magic, so
Yeah, that's a
Could be.
monk ass.
could be.
No. Bloody nearing the point of the boss key. Now he's got to choose to go to Pierre and not skip it and hope it has nothing.
Hot
Okay,
reminder
that's
that Div's
that's good.
unfolding.
And that's good for Bloody though because he has not read a hint. He may, after finishing up Fire Temple and getting ZL, finish up these checks and blow up that wall and get that hint. Because I don't see him ever checking that hint stone in Lake Hylia.
Probably not
Probably
at this
not.
point. Well, Great Fairy 1 was so good. Let's see what Great Fairy 2 is all about.
Is this the long shot? Right here.
And
This ZL is locking everything. You have to do the world tour of all the ZL song checks. Just a piece of
that's the
art.
worst. Being bomb locked and ZL locked for so long, and then it's like, okay, now you gotta go check the Grey Fairies. It's like, oh, but they're all over the place.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm thinking about this more and more, and I see chat asking about who's ahead and stuff, or how far ahead Marco is. It is impressive. Like, Bloody has done Skull Mask and that quick Zora River check, but that Marco is ahead by a good amount here for Randomizer seed, based pretty much just on his execution and efficiency.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Efficiency,
one of the
execution,
best
and
for sure. And here we go. Marco getting these 3 checks in the maze.
Come on, Big Worth. I find it funny that the gossip stone below the Big Goron says that the Big Goron crafted a heart piece. It's not exactly gossip, he's just tired of the Big Goron humming about it all day.
All right. The hammer locked chest is
Silver!
silver
That's a-
scale. So it doesn't unlock anything for us, but it does make child access to Zora's domain significantly easier and faster, especially with having the Serenade of Water already.
Darn, nothing,
Still
not
haven't
too,
seen
too great.
We still haven't seen a second Baron hint, have we?
We have not.
No,
I'd be hoping for a Shadow Temple Baron hint at this point.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
please, or Spirit, either or.
Of course, this is where we see like Forest Temple as Baron, and you're like, well,
Alright.
I would have liked to have known that earlier.
Honestly,
Marco
at
goes
this
back
point-
child. He could be doing bottom of the well, but I want to look at Bloody over here. He just picked up his boss key. He is not saving and quitting, so I think he intends to wait.
Gotta get these last couple checks.
He's going back down. Okay, yeah, he's is going to continue on to deep fire and get the last few checks. Just wanted
Gonna
to
check
see if he
bomb.
was going to opt to avoid that.
We're gonna see Bomb 2 bowling here, I think. Maybe some lens minigame as well.
I think just the lens minigame. We may also see Marco do Skull Mask here.
Yeah, we don't have a
Maybe.
bomb bag, so we can't do
Oh,
the
right.
bomb
Cheers.
shoe bowling yet.
Sorry, at,
He does
this
have
point,
Sun
we're
Song.
Bombs are good.
All right, Marco picking up the skull mask,
Ah,
and we'll see if he chooses to play the Sun Song right now,
ah,
and then go check what is in.
Oh, he's gonna do the
Great fairy.
fairy fountain outside the castle.
Yeah, good job being
Smart.
thorough. Not going to be burned by anything being in these off places.
honestly,
It's
now
one
that
of
you
those-
mention it, well, feels like a pretty solid play. It's got a high check density. You have Zelda's Lullaby. You have at least some bomb chews. It's like now would be a pretty solid time to try and take out the well while you still have the abilities.
We're
But
in
that's
such
just
a
me thinking of logic.
well, and the well is that's all out of logic. It's such a weird situation because we're still looking. What do we need? We need long shot and iron boots, and that's it.
Long shot.
Long shot is
I guess now that we have magic, yeah, we're
long
set.
shot's like in
And
Hyrule
which is
field,
later.
in a grotto and Hyrule field, because long shot was required to get Saria's to get like. Long shot is somewhere really simple.
Well, don't forget, it could still be in. Let's see. Do we know what has to be in ice? Because let's see.
The
I'm
long
trying
shot
to think.
cannot be an ice cavern
Yeah,
because
the long shot can't be locked by it. Yep.
I mean, I guess that like. Yeah, I don't know. This is so weird.
Because Epona's song also being locked behind all that stuff.
Oh my god, could this wait, where was magic?
Magic was
Could-
ZL locked by the Great Fairy in the crater.
Could long shot be on spinning pot? I saw someone say spinning pot, bet spinning pot in Goron City. Could Din's fire be way of the hero just to light the torches in Goron City to get the pot
Oh
spinning?
no!
Is that possible?
we have Zelda's Lullaby now, so it shouldn't be the case.
Oh, you need in logic magic. Yeah, that's a good point. Gerudo Valley is a foolish location.
All right. So that gives us info on a single check.
Yep. That's one of those ones where you're like, I would
Going-
like to have
going
seen
for
that earlier.
Going for the 2 at once in Zora's domain. Ballsy, Mark. Let's see how it works out.
Oh, I didn't see the spread that he got.
It was good. Good.
Yeah. There's someone I expect to like be able to do this all at one time. It's Marco.
Going for some flame storage, probably smart.
Yeah, flame storage is pretty neat. I saw him do that earlier in the Deku tree of all places,
Yeah.
just lighting a stick and not having to worry about jumping on the block or getting your torch lit once you do your B1 skip.
That's pretty useful. It's nice to see people make use of that small optimization. And look at how much easier that is. Now you can go light the torches. Game was won just as easy. Yeah, that helps a lot. I don't know. I feel there might be something here in Zora's Domain. This has been locked for a while, and between the Silver Scale and Zelda's Lullaby, now it just feels. Let's see it pay off.
Bloody is just finishing up all of the checks in Fire Temple. Again, just like the runner's style is so similar. Right now, all we're seeing, and the difference is Marco a little bit. I mean, Bloody's execution's been great. It's just Marco's has been like pristine, and just a little bit of time on that Skull Mask check for Bloody.
Yeah, I'm curious when Marco, if ever, is going to check that Skull Mask. Picked it up last time he was in the market. And it's just a matter of getting over there.
No. And we have not seen a 30 skull hint yet. And yes, no 30 skull hint, and Bloody does not have the boomerang.
Volvagia for Bl00dyBizkitz.
You know?
He still has his bomb shoes out, but I didn't see him equip nuts, so may opt to do the same strat Marco did, aka the vanilla strat, just hit him with a hammer, jump slash until dead.
At least the big Goron sword shortens it as much as possible.
And Marco finally entering Zora's River. At a good time though, can pick up a couple skulls. And gonna get some info that we didn't see from Bloody because Bloody does it as an adult. And having Song of Storms, we can find out what Frogs 1 is holding in the river.
Good time.
Frogs 2 is nothing. Frogs 1 could be something. Could
It's
be
a
the
good
hook
time to
shot.
pick up the beans too. They end up over at the Spirit Temple. Could be something very important on that archway.
Yeah, I think Marco only needs to buy one beam, the other 3 being dead.
Yeah, basically, I think that it feels like everything right now is quote-unquote out of logic. I think logically right now we have the hammer check. Any hammer checks? Most hammer checks are in logic.
Which is quite a bit, given that
Yeah.
there's so many grottos we have yet to see.
Yeah,
We've
pretty much
got
all of Hyrule Field.
Yeah, we got 3 in Hyrule Field, and
The
we can
one in
check the
Gerudo.
4th one. The one in Gerudo we know is dead.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, we got a Gerudo Valley is barren.
Oh, that was the other Baron. Alright.
Yep.
Too bad.
One of the less valuable barren hints. But...
Yeah, usually, especially when you go there first, usually.
All right, Bloody finished up the Fire Temple. Get his ZL shortly. And on Marco's screen, let's see what the frogs are holding. It is the Iron Boots.
Baby!
Wow.
That is some
That's
massive
like-
worth.
That's like the one item still that the runners still need that is out there.
So we're down to long shot.
Or like the
And
long-
Rudo's
yeah.
letter. We still need Rudo's
Oh yeah,
letter. But that does open up Water Temple if Marco chooses to go for that. Statistically, usually stuff's not in there, but at this point, you're running out of checks. It'd still be
Yeah.
bottom of the well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Marco think about doing that. Many options for what he can do.
Yeah, so basically what the game wanted you to do is some variation on getting to 20 skulls, getting a strength upgrade, going into Dodongo's cavern, getting the hammer, using the hammer to get the long shot, and then long shotting across and running through to get the Requiem song check to get Saria's, and then everything all of a sudden goes into logic, I think.
So BB had the right idea. He went to the Crater Fairy, which has magic, which he does need, but unfortunately did not have ZL at the time.
Oh no.
So I wonder if he's going to go right back after getting ZL, or if he's going to orphan it for a while.
Mido skip is not in logic for brackets, no. right? I have not seen any options for Mito Skip being in Logic.
Yes,
so
correct. It expects you to have Saria's Song or Minuet in order to get over to Forest Pool.
Yep. Which I really like that personally. I just like being able to kind of break the logic in that situation. Oh, there's Epona's.
Yeah, so now we can get over to GTG and go get Saria's Song.
So you really did.
Actually, yeah. If you do the creative back walking across the wasteland with nothing, you can get over there and check the song. But for 2 checks, probably not worth it.
Marco is going to flame storage for the Composer Grave. So,
Hey, if this skips 40 skulls, that's good.
yeah. I was going to say this could also be this could also be a Din's Way of the Hero. Or just Din's required that you can now.
Well, let's see. Just a bloopy down here.
Nope.
Wanted to see that long shot.
Now,
Save
BB has
Quit?
collected
No?
ZL and is immediately going to head over to Composer Grave and check what that is. Get his opponent song.
Very similar.
Interesting, yeah.
Has there been any look at treasure chest yet?
No, Marco has yet to do that.
No.
And no bomb bag yet either.
Yeah. That's the
So
other
he
thing,
saved and
actually.
quit to Lost Woods, so this is looking like he's going to go turn in that skull mask.
All right.
Bomb bag is locked behind. Bomb bag's early too, and it's behind another like hammer check.
It's just right beside the long shot.
Or it's 30 skulls. 30 skulls could be one of the two as well. It's just that like both bombs and long shot you're supposed to have before like doing almost anything in this seed according to the seed logic, which is just funny.
Yeah, it makes sense if something's in Hyrule Field though, because we know like all those bombable locations
No.
can be achieved with the hammer.
If
Nobody's checked any of them yet.
if Bloody realizes that, it's actually a plus for him because he may think to check the Deku Script's Lost Woods Grotto Deku Salesman, to get the boomerang.
Yep. Though unfortunately for Bloody, Boomerang is in a place that is not likely to go back to. Iron Boots being in Zora's River, so that's another one that's like kind of out there. You don't want to spend the time going child and all the way out to Zora's River again unless you're buying beans.
Yeah. The best case scenario for him is something where like he finds Haruto's letter. I don't know about quickly, but he finds Haruto's letter and that forces him to go through Zora's River somehow, and he plays Song of Storms then.
Yeah, it could be, but having that Baron hint, and also, let's see, Bloody hasn't picked up. So yeah, as long as he doesn't pick up a scale, he's not going to, or he's going to have to climb up Zora's River. But if he does, then that's a shortcut, making it even more unlikely to go check that Iron Boots
Yeah,
location,
that's right. Yeah, he'd have to remember to go down through Zora's River after beating Jabu, basically. So,
All right, and interesting, Bloody is going to check what is on Shoot the Sun.
interesting.
We haven't seen this yet. And Marco playing Serenade of Water, having the Iron Boots and the hookshot, he could be checking the same thing. He can check what is inside the lab.
He might be going into
Exact same thing.
Yeah, Marco's doing the same.
Oh, they're back in sync. Here we go.
Okay, let's see.
Doesn't look like any.
Just a bundle of arrows.
Yeah, that's. We could see Marco. Marco's gonna do the. He's just running around that corner over and over again. Yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah, he's
do
gonna
the,
check what's in Highlight Diamond. You can sequence break this. Like logically, you need both scales, but as long as you have the Iron Boots and a hookshot, you can just hookshot the box, take off the boots, and the game thinks you did a good job diving down there. And oh no! Oh wait. He got it. Okay, I couldn't.
Oh, yeah, that was
hear
the
sound
chime.
cue. I thought he messed it up at first and then broke it for the skull, but he's fine.
My video just keeps synchronizing and synchronizing and synchronizing for a little bit there. I kept repeating the same thing. So
Just a heart container.
I didn't.
The lab is such a strange room because I think the game treats it as a shop.
Yeah. Okay. Now Bloody summoned Epona and is going to be checking many of the grottos.
Yep.
And Marco doing the same.
Yeah.
And there it is, the long shot is inside the like
You are-
4-gate grotto.
You're gonna have to reset because
you must be ahead of me.
you're like 5 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, good chunk. But there it is.
All right, okay. If I'm way ahead, I guess I need to shut
no,
up for a little bit. I apologize,
No,
guys.
go for it. I'll refresh. Me and Liam will refresh. You go ahead. Can't you take?
Okay, so I don't want to say that Bloody found Rudo's letter already in the next grotto. And
Is he
then
really?
he's actually 30 seconds further ahead. He's checked what's inside the Boulder of Destiny. And that
Both
happens
of
to
them
be
checked the
another
boulder.
pair of iron boots.
Okay.
What? Unbelievable.
Okay, I'm gonna wait 5 seconds. I saw him pick up something. 4, 3, 2, 1. You found silver gauntlets. That one's not made up. That one's actually real. Inside the boulder.
Wow,
Still
really,
been
all
like
is
3
underground.
seconds, but it's
So
better
how did
than
I do? Did
before.
I time it right? Did I time it right?
You were close, but I gotta my things have to sync a little bit.
Ah, we're going to have a frame refresh here.
All right. Okay.
We have special technology that tries to sync the runners so that they're, even if one stream is slightly ahead of the other, for the restream they are equal and even.
So
yeah,
this does
long
make
shot.
GTG more appetizing, having those silver gauntlets.
That it does.
Now, I'm not going to say anything yet on the direction anybody is heading. I'm going to wait a little bit.
So that long shot.
He's actually already in Greedo Valley, so yeah, he's heading to GTG.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
He just hopped the bridge for me.
Opting to check the Gerudo Valley check, although we say it's bare.
I think that Baron hint was in Zoro's domain, so Marco
Yeah,
was the
Bloody
only
does
one
not
that got
have
it.
that. But still getting these skulls. And I don't think BB's even read the hints yet on what's on 40.
No, we'll see. There's a good chance I feel like that Rudo's letter is going to wind up being in GTG.
A solid option. Let's see. Now that he has the Super Gauntlets, it does make sense for him to check, but the bottom line is his Iron Power problem. Fruita's letter is in the water temple. Could be a serious turnaround.
Yeah, Marco with the iron boots already is going to be able to full clear another medallion dungeon, and he will just have Ruto's letter before the end of this, before he can basically see the finish line.
Yeah, and this is potentially good for BB. Marco not having letter. If BB finds like the letter 4 and gets to go mode water temple, depending on the boss key location, that could save quite a bit of time. But BB still needs to find those irons, still needs to find that boomerang, both in one-off locations for him.
Bloody kind of needs to hope that actually... Bloody basically actually needs to hope that Ruto's letter is in a terrible location, because if he's going to go through GTG, he's going to be behind Marco even further, and he needs Marco to go through GTG as well and find nothing. Like, I mean, Marco's going to do all that Bloody's doing, and Marco's going to be ahead of dungeon.
Yeah, well, let's see what's in our first chest in Water Temple. Can we get lucky and have the God Water Temple? Just a small key.
God Water Temple would be like boss key and then Ruto's letter, or Ruto's letter and then the boss key.
Yeah, you don't want the boss key first, because then that may motivate you to just go clear the dungeon.
No, because then you leave and and then everyone leaves. No one clears Water Temple in that situation.
Let's see, you get a skull count for Bloody here. That is skull number 30 for BB.
Ah. That'll be the first we see of 30 skulls. Oh, Luby.
Marco may pick up his 30 skulls soon too. His tracker has him at 28.
Yeah, both are really close. And I think with how much Marco has now found, really only looking for Rudo's letter at this point. He's going to be less likely to do a play like Shadow Temple. Just go for like pure density. And there's the boss key. Pretty
He's
dang
got to make that
good.
decision.
So he saved and quit out of there, so he's not going to check the gilded chest, the vanilla boss key location for anything. This could just be him going straight to the boss, not wanting to waste time doing a really slow water temple. Because this dungeon does take quite a while to full clear.
10th Doctor, Bl00dy has not gotten back to the Lost Woods yet because he doesn't know that Lost Woods is Way of the Hero.
Mm-hmm.
He, the only Lost Woods Way of the Hero hint we've seen so far has been on the back end of Lake Hylia, and he didn't get those, so...
Bl00dy going for this really fancy jump slash and GTG here to get over the flame wall. Missed it a couple times, so just opts to go around, but almost had it that first time.
Yeah,
it's a really difficult jump to do.
Yeah. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, and I don't understand why I do or don't get it, so... By the way, Marco has not just saved and quit and done the boss. He is going through Water Temple.
Probably the right call to make.
Yeah, I'm curious if he changed his mind there. Because he's basically back to where he would have been if he just walked out the door, not doing a save and quit. He was like, could I finish it? And I was like, nah, let me just clear it. Be absolutely certain.
I mean, Marco's the type of runner, though, too, where, like, I don't think this is going to lose him time in most matchups.
Yeah, he knows he's good at this game. So when you have, like, an execution advantage, it basically gives you the liberty to be a little bit more thorough on your checks and say, like, okay, I know even if I do this, I still have a good chance of winning on my execution. And after all of this, I wonder if Rudo's letter is going to end up being in Shadow Temple. Like, we find the hover boots somewhere and you have to go to the very end.
Really shaping up that well.
I mean, this is one of those situations where, like, Bl00dy is going to find hover boots and mirror shield here in GTG and go, well,
I mean, it could potentially pay out for him. Depending, again, on where this Rudo's letter location. Yeah, BB just needs Marco to, or at least Rudo's letter to not be along the way in the path that Marco's currently doing. So not in Water Temple, not anywhere convenient. Somewhere, well, it can't be an ice cavern, thankfully, so that's off the table.
If that does happen, where, like, you get mirror shield and hover boots in GTG, basically Bl00dy has to hope that Marco, like, it's in either Shadow or Spirit, and Marco picks the wrong one to go to first, and Bl00dy picks the right one to go to first for Rudo's letter.
Yeah, but also unfortunately for Bl00dy, again, going back to those handful of one-offs that have 3 items that he's currently missing: Magic, Boomerang, and the Iron Boots. All in, like, not too dense locations. So if he does end up getting the Mirror Shield, getting that Dense Fire, and finding another Magic, it could be a while before he goes back and checks the Boomerang, checks the Iron Boots. Like, even if Rudo's letter is in Shadow Temple, and it's like early in Shadow Temple, and Bl00dy's not in go mode yet, that's still going to be really tough for him, or rough for him.
Yeah, and Rudo's letter doesn't drive him to go to a dungeon like it would for Marco, like you were saying, because without Boomerang, he gets Rudo's letter and he goes, cool, can't do much with this.
Morpha for Marco over on the left.
He gets the from downtown.
From downtown.
Nice one cycle.
One. And that's the Water Temple for him.
Yep, still a lot left in there that he hasn't checked. I didn't get a count of how many items he's actually found.
Well, if he has to come back for Darklink later, he will. But you hope he don't. Also, BB not finding too much of interest in the Gerudo training grounds quite yet, but still some key checks.
Yeah, he does have a lot of keys.
The positive right now for Bloody is that even if GTG is empty, although that's not really a positive, but there's a really high chance that Marco goes GTG as well right after
Right.
this.
Yeah, I think Rudo's letter being in GTG is probably the best situation for Marco here.
More bomb shoot. By the way, we still haven't found. There are 3 bomb bags in this seed supposedly. We still haven't found a single.
We got a hammer, we got a bomb shoot. Nobody, don't worry. Key number 6 already. Just one more, and we could see what's in the central chest in the maze.
Oh my
There's
goodness,
7
there it is,
keys.
yeah.
We know one of them is in the toilet bowl.
Yes.
So
Long
the
shot
maze
was-
is going to be loaded with items.
Yeah.
Not necessarily good items, but items no less.
Yeah, items of some sort.
And just to catch anyone up that was gone for the last 10-15 minutes, we've gotten 2 progression-ish items. We've found the long shot in the Deku Scrub Salesman grotto outside of Lake Hylia, and then I think the eastern bombable grotto was Silver Gauntlets. Oh yes, and Iron Boots on Frogs 1, so...
Yep. Not the best locations, unfortunately.
Nope.
Yeah, and Marco summoning Epona,
That tech
Most-
trying to get a stab in.
going to be heading to GT.
Now, where was the boomerang?
Hey, there's
look,
a
a bomb bag.
Got it.
Very
GT.
nice. Pona! Oh, jeez.
What a great horse.
Oh, second one!
Oh my god, please.
Can we go 3 for
Please
3?
I was just gonna say, please give me a 3rd bomb bag in this maze, please.
What would that even mean?
That'd mean congratulations.
That would mean you were
bypass the
supposed-
bomb bag. Here you go.
Oh my
Here's all of
god.
it.
That would like mean that that still basically means that you were supposed to come to GTG with you were supposed to get the long shot and come to GTG to get your first logical bomb bag before like finishing the Dongo's cavern.
Crazy.
And
Alright,
thus fire
Here we
temple.
go. Last check in GTG. Is it a 3rd bomb bag? No. Dream Ruins.
Wow.
Alright, so
That's
that's it.
Still
Next-
intense.
Next
The
is
bombs are nice,
Yeah.
but not really needed at this point.
No, but it does. Oh, I mean, it does kind of like Ruto's. We know Bloody doesn't know this, but we know that Ruto's letter can be basically anywhere. Like
Except in
everything is
areas
now
locked by
open to
Rudo's
us.
letter. Yep.
Right. I mean, it can't be an ice cavern, but it can be on Frozen King's Dora though.
It could. With the Giant's Wallet, that could be something. And we're gonna see some horseback archery from BB here. Then after that, I wonder if he's going to opt to cross the wasteland. He knows the wasteland item is useless. Spirit
Requiem?
being a dungeon, but having the silver gauntlets, maybe
Yeah,
Maybe it's
could be
like
enough of a
that.
reason.
Wait, Requiem is behind Ruto's letter? What does that mean?
Well, we know where Sarius is.
Yeah, it has to be.
Requiem.
Has to
And
be
we
in Spirit.
know Ocarina of Time is the Minuet Forest, so there's only one other option. Wait, look at that, an 1800 score. Very nice. We'll see if
Missing
Marco on
only-
your left can do better than that.
Missing only 2 bullseyes.
Right.
Incredible.
Marco going
Oh,
for the center target shot.
Marco just making it look easy.
All right, BB wins round 1, 1800 to 1710.
It's crazy that these two are still mirrored right here.
But if nothing's here, Marco's gonna head into GTG for sure. I say that. He could still make a fool out of me. 1880. Wow.
Hot damn.
What a score.
They make it look so easy.
And 1800. So BB with the better aim on the horseback arch. But all I needed was 1500, so it's all frivolous. But that's a victory for BB. That's
Gotta swag out though.
Yeah, I got to style all over your opponent.
1800 and 1880. Really, really solid scores.
So BB,
Yeah.
having perhaps not read hints, wants to go over to the Wasteland at least, if not going for that Spirit Temple.
Well, he knows the Wasteland item is nothing.
He
Not
did?
like he can check it anyway, because he doesn't have
That's-
any magic, doesn't have fire arrows. So yeah, this is a play over to the Spirit area. So he's going to get a song, which we're pretty sure is Saria's song. That unlocks 2 checks. He gets the Great Fairy Fountain. He can see what is on top of the beam, which I don't think can be Ruto's letter, given that Requiem, unless I'm really missing something, is locked behind Ruto's letter. If this is like a vanilla Requiem out here, I'm gonna have to go review my logic, so I don't make a fool of myself again.
I was gonna
So
say.
you're all in this with me this time. We
Oh
all
yeah,
think-
no. I feel
we
the
all
same
think
way.
it's
Where
Saria's
it's like,
song out here.
where it's like everyone is like, no, this is Saria's song. Logically, this has to be Saria's song. So if it's not, I'm not going to be the only one that's like, oh, I screwed up. It's like
We're all
everyone's
going
gonna go,
down
"What?"
together. Yeah, we're all going down together on this one, guys.
Only thing that makes sense.
You see some lensless Wasteland for BB here.
What are those? enemies
Marco can
called
use
that
it if
Marco
he
just
wants.
fought? Dinolphos?
Those are the
Dinolphos?
Zalfos. Those are
Oh.
Zalfos.
Wait, what are the more regular looking lizard warriors called then?
No,
The
regular
Zalfos
one.
without armor.
Naked Lizalfos.
They're Lizalfos.
Nah, they are
Those
called
are
Dinolphos.
Dinolphos. Okay. Because I always just called all of them Lizalfos for the longest time, and then I heard someone call them Dinophos, and I was like, or whatever, and I was like, oh, is that what they are?
Yeah, they're a lot
Marco
more
getting
common
that
than
nice
those.
Bombchu refill, and he's gonna be excited to get his double bomb bag. And by excited, I mean not excited.
Yeah,
Just
very
maybe.
frustrating.
I could just
Really
imagine both the runners rolling their eyes and sighing as they get a bomb bag, and then just laughing a little bit as they get the second bomb bag. Just like,
Like
what?
right after it too, which is incredible. All right, Great Fairy Fountain in Desert Colossus for BB
Oh,
here.
This could be an interesting one.
What do we have?
Just a heart.
Recovery.
Pretty Fairy handing out her heart.
I really don't think it's crazy that it could also be in the well.
It could be in the well. I mean, like I said, I think that other than Ice Cavern, Ruda's letter is basically can be anywhere.
It could be, yeah.
Because I think the entire seat's pretty much opened up. I think those were bomb chews up on the Colossus Archway.
Just regular.
It wasn't Ruto's letter, and that's what counts.
Yeah, that's.
we know that much.
I mean, Bloody wants to look.
hey,
a
there's
little
our
closer,
fourth.
'cause he's got a
Kakariko
lot of
way
items.
to go, man.
For sure.
For those of you still
Those-
counting.
So
I think
let's
those
think
are
of
just
the
bombs.
yeah, what were the major things of Way of the Hero in Kakariko? We can assume the hookshot for sure, but then the other two items are Nocturne and Din's Fire. We're lending
Okay.
a lot of ability to the Spirit Temple.
Good news, it was Saria's song, so
Hey!
we passed our logic test, guys. Good job. And now, of course, BB going to enter in Spirit Temple, lacking Requiem. He knows where Requiem is now, for sure. He is not going to come back here anytime. And this will give him good info on whether or not it's child locked. If it's not child locked, there is a possibility that Ruto's letter is in here. If it is child locked, he knows, okay, Spirit Temple is completely off the table. For Ruto's letter specifically.
How in the hell do arrows hurt Stalfos? They're made of bones.
Maybe they haven't been drinking their daily dose of milk.
Must not
Not
be.
enough calcium in their diet.
Just brittle, just break apart. It's like, oh no, any impact.
I don't know, arrows are pretty sharp, and they move pretty fast. This is Link we're talking about. He knows how to use the bow.
They're covered in bone-hurting juice.
Well, we have a single key so far on the left-hand side for Spirit.
Alright, so Bloody for sure gonna be going deeper.
And it is very likely that Marco follows pretty much the exact same path as Bloody.
Mhm.
So, but Bloody does still need to pick up the Boomerang, which is on the Deku Scrub Lost Woods Grotto, Deku Salesman Lost Woods Grotto, the Iron Boots on Frogs 1, and he has to do Water Temple. Although Water Temple's not very long,
No.
Boss Key was pretty early. It was the bottom torch room check.
Yeah, he also needs to get magic from the Crater Fairy, unless he finds the other magic pickup somewhere here.
Magic.
So all those checks really, they aren't too far out. They're not like deep in a dungeon, but finding the justification to go over there.
I'm still hoping for Unfreeze King Zora has Zora's Ruto's letter.
That would be the great equalizer, because by then everybody's doing everything.
Give me the time paradox memes. But if I had to get Unfreeze him, to get Ruto's letter, to get him to move, to get into Ice Cat, like, I love that.
Feeling a lot of Shadow Time.
Lots of rupees here, and single heart refills.
You know, it was Strength and Hookshot were both found in Kakariko. That might have been it. Would just be bait for the Din's Fire.
Yep. Definitely. Boy, I'm excited though. How awful can this location be?
Bloody may not realize it, but he's hoping it's in the worst possible place. Because he has a little bit of catching up to do. Darunia is not dead, no. It could be Darunia.
Nope.
Basically, all of the child Goron City checks have not been touched at all.
Yeah, and
Right?
good thing
None of
too,
them.
because BB now having Saria's song, that adds a little bit more value to going over to Lost Woods and picking up his boomerang there. Because that routes into getting that Saria song check, into the boomerang, into Goron City, and getting that info.
Right. If he finds Ruto's letter, that'll be the perfect sequence for him to get back into Jabu.
And for those of you just joining us, we're currently on the hunt for Ruto's letter. That is Marco's Go Mode item. We know where Magic, Boomerang, and Iron Boots are, which Bloody still needs to find. We have Magic hiding away in the Death Mountain Crater Fairy. We've got the Boomerang in Lost Woods from the Deku Salesman. That's bomb locked. And Iron Boots are from Frogs 1.
Sorry, yeah, no. Iron Boots, Frogs 1. To note, Bloody did just pick up the silver scale in Spirit Temple, so that's his first scale. The other scale is in the Goron Maze, the Hammer Side check. And it is, Water Temple is gold scale accessible, so Bloody, if he does that, could possibly complete Water Temple without having to find the Iron Boots.
Yeah, and I can't picture Bloody going back into Zora's River just for that. Just for that one check when there's so much else to do. You can full clear bottom of the well. He's doing Spirit right now. There's a lot of stuff open for him. But yeah, that is good. Having the long shot already, that's a really good benefit for...
Yep.
I guess important question. It was the scale was in the maze. Was
Yeah,
it
and it was Hammer
item, or
Side.
was it was
Yeah,
the
it was
hammer
Hammer
side?
Yeah, it was Hammer
Okay.
Side, yeah.
Yeah, so he would have to come back as an adult to Goron City to get that. Because I don't think it's possible for you to get that as a kid.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think Kid Link could put on the hover boots or lift big boulders.
So. Oh, Bloody doing the arrow on the silver block trick here
It's
to
a
light all
mean
these
strat.
torches. Hitting that one
he-
there, yeah, the one that he missed there, the first one, yeah, that one's tough to get.
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
That was good. That was really good.
Now, if this is Ruto's letter, that's a baller play.
Come on, Big Worth!
Yeah, no, it's
Just
just a
a
key.
small key.
And Marco right behind him, going down the same checks that he did. But of course not going to find the one thing he's looking for. He will be able to check the... Well, no, he's not. He's not. Oh my god.
Yeah, both runners still don't have a way to check torches as adult.
What's really, I still find this funny. Bloody doesn't realize, but he has to hope that he doesn't find anything in here because the only thing he can find important is Ruto's letter. He does not want to find that because Marco is nipping at his heels. And Bloody is behind on regards to other checks.
Yeah, as long as Marco continues to follow in BB's footsteps as far as the checks he's doing, BB isn't going to be able to, come back.
Pull ahead, yeah.
Yeah,
he's got to
pull
put
ahead
some
here.
distance between them, and then do Jabu first, and then do the fastest water temple he can manage.
And Water Temple will be very fast.
It
If
will
he
be,
gets in
yes.
there in go mode. The key is right there at the beginning. And, yeah.
Honestly, at this point, with the scale that he has, it kind of reduces the chances that he'll end up doing frogs before Jabu. If it's still after Jabu, that's all right, but otherwise he would have had to go right by it. Now he can skip it 2 ways.
We still haven't seen a 30 hand, have we? I think
I
Marco's
don't
tracker
believe so.
has him at 28, and Bloody's has his skull tracker at 30, and we haven't seen 30 yet.
Third bow in the Spirit Temple.
I mean, Bloody has played this. There's the boss key. Bloody has played this really well. It's just like
Especially
Marco has. I keep saying it, but Marco's movement and technique and everything has just been so just impeccable.
I guess a fun fact about Marco, in the qualifiers we were doing to choose the top 32 to go into the bracket, Marco, I believe, holds the record for the highest score achieved in any one of the qualifiers. It didn't count because he already had played 8 placements.
Oh, that's
but
right.
He was the only
yeah.
person to get over 1,100 points. I finished like 25 minutes ahead of second. So it was just
Yeah, I played that seed. I remember he finished, and I was like, he
it's
finished.
like all you guys
and it was
looking
like,
for more
oh, okay.
points, too bad. I'm gonna make sure you don't get anything.
He
Yeah.
finished like 215, and second place was like 240 or 245.
setting quite the curve.
You know, it was like, holy smokes.
All right, BB running out of room in Spirit Temple. Gonna quickly get to the mirror locked locations.
Marco grabbing his Sarias, and he's gonna go straight back in to.
Yeah, so we could have like some awful condition where we find like the mirror shield on Bongo Bongo, and then you have to go
God.
back into Spirit Temple to one of the
Oh,
lock check, and
no.
that's where Rito letter is. I think that could happen.
It's possible. It'd be awful, but possible.
Yeah, there are many, many awful things that could happen now.
Yeah, right. All the good things are gone.
That's interesting. So I saw Marco equip Aurora's Wind. He went into Spirit Temple and set it, and now he's gonna go back and do other things. That's really smart.
Yeah, lacking Requiem, and he knows he's not going to be. Hey, there's another bow.
2 bows. Wait, so
Wait,
that means
what?
that the one in
That was a fake one.
the Lake Hylia is an ice trap.
Oh, the
bow.
first one was a.
Oh, wow.
All right, yeah.
Lake Bow is a fool.
So 2 bows and 2 bomb bags were just chilling right beside each other.
All right, BB done with Spirit. Going back Child. I think this is the bottom of the well play.
Thinking so.
Yes, Marco will go
Good.
bottom of the well here.
Yeah,
Personally,
BB
found
as
this.
well. I know he's pretty fond of bottom of the well in general.
Oh, okay, yeah, then he will too. See, what I was gonna say. Oh, well, they'll probably do their Well, Marco, they'll both do their Oh no, wait. Bloody.
Yeah,
won't.
Marco's
I
doing
was gonna
bomb
say-
shoe bowling.
Bloody's gonna check 30 skulls and blow up the kind lady.
Oh, Marco, what did she do to you? Oh, hey, it's a shield. Already got one of those. Don't need another.
All right, here comes 30 skulls. Marco is gonna check treasure chest mini game.
Doing a
Almost
This is-
230 into the seed, and we are just basically, for us, 1 item away from no mode for the commentators and viewers.
All right, here we go. BB is making the bottom of the well play.
Yeah, the action's back on, seeing some new checks and a divergent path. But only a little
I
bit.
think Marco is going to be close behind here.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
probably going to
yeah.
be well for him right after, but it does give Bloody an extra chance to get ahead.
He just needs to think, okay, I'm going to go do these very specific locations.
I was gonna say the best possible outcome for Bloody was if he went back to the Lost Woods and did all those checks, and Skull Kid had Ruto's letter,
That would have
and
been the
Marco
best.
did go bottom of the well. because that would have gained Bloody a little bit of time to catch back. Nope, just a heart piece.
No good. No
All
surprise.
right, Marco gonna save and quit here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe checking the Saria song location or just getting out really quick so he can play Nocturne and head over to bottom of the well. We'll see momentarily what he decides to do.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Bottom
to
of the
leave.
well, bottom of the well, close being the densest location. But Marco walking out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did
he's gonna
Marco
go
do
check
Skull
Saria's song.
That's fine. That's cool.
Skull Mask, right?
I believe Marco. Let's see, did he finish? I want to say he did.
it, right? Yeah.
I want to
I'm
say
pretty
he
sure
did.
So he knows Lost Woods is way the hero, so he probably wants to make sure that Skull Kid isn't Ruto's letter. And then he'll probably go through Goron City and then go back into Kakariko and do bottom of the well.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
What the?
Marco
There's
checking
two of them. What happened there?
What? I must have missed something.
He froze the skull and it looked like there were two skulls.
Hey, look at that! It's blue fire.
And it
The
was
third
Hey.
bomb bag.
Well, that's just the worst.
So you had to get a Pona song to get all 3 bomb bags.
Just me.
Or just a long shot.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
long shot. That long shot was the logical one for sure. Given how much easier it was to find. Marco gonna give us the remaining child Goron City checks.
Let's see what we got.
And I think BB is gonna be doing this as well. The gold gauntlets
Uh-oh.
in
Right.
bottom of the well.
Hey,
It's
you know,
probably
that just
going
might
to
be the-
break. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that might just be the turnaround we're looking for, or it could just be another out-of-the-way check that doesn't mean anything.
I was gonna say that'll probably make Bloody do the very outside Ganon's castle.
Oh,
There is Ruto's letter
Ha-ha!
in the
Okay.
bottom of the well.
Bloody,
So-
this isn't gonna be too tough. You just gotta go. You just gotta start in the forest and work your way down.
I mean, unfortunately, he's gonna finish the well, and then he's gotta.
Because this isn't his go mode.
Yeah, it's not a great location for Bloody.
But yeah, Marco's not too far behind. He's gonna finish up with here in Goron City, and the well's probably hot on his list.
Yep. That being said, Buddy can get his last 2 items as child. I think
Yes.
that's important. He can finish it off in this segment. But still, Marco already has Water Temple up on BB. So unless for some reason Marco decides to just leave bottom of the well for so long, which I can't imagine him doing since it's his current most dense location. There he's
Mhm.
playing Nocturne.
Here it goes.
Yeah, so this is looking very, very good for Marco. And I don't really see a way for Bloody to get back into this unless like Marco forgets to check that Rito's letter location and thinks he did.
Yeah, unfortunately, I want to keep it hype, but as long as Marco does go into the bottom of the well,
And he is. He is for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making the turn. Still a fantastic match from both of our runs. This was like it looks like there's some distance between them, but it really isn't that much, and most of it was just made out of positioning and routing. Some good execution and optimization.
yeah, I mean, Marco with a couple of more just things worked out a little more efficiently for him.
Mhm.
I think Bloody Skull Mask routing, the fact that it didn't pay off, of course, is at the end of the day what kind of matters. But also Skull Mask mounting, he kind of sold out to get the Skull Mask done and out of the way, and it just didn't work out for him.
And
But
also
it
just
goes,
really unfortunate having that Lost Woods hint
Mhm.
being on one of those Lake Hylia stones. So that was
This is
like really
smart.
unfortunate that there wasn't a duplicate somewhere else that he was able to read to put him more in that direction.
Irons is in Frogs 1. Boomerang is on the Grotto
Lost
Deku
Woods.
Salesman in Lost Woods. Magic, we don't know where the second one is, but one is on the Great Fairy, the Hammer Locked Great Fairy Fountain in Death Mountain Crater, correct?
Right.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, those are the items.
And the other scale for if Bloody wanted to do a gold scale water temple, the other scale is hammer check in the Goron City maze. So,
Yeah, so if he gets the
yeah,
boomerang
not looking
fast, he
good.
could bypass the iron boots by getting those checks in Goron's.
But at this point, Marco's just...
hovers.
Oh, some
Oh no,
hovers!
there's the hover boots
Oh,
Bait.
no.
on the bottom of the well.
Looks like he's gonna go... Yeah, he's gonna go try and turn in Ruto's letter.
Yep, that is exactly what he's doing.
Oh, by the way, there's blue fire in a bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, the meme's dead, but
Technically
no need to
good
buy
news.
it. The hammer check is in logic with silvers, yes. The hammer maze check in Goron City is in logic with silvers, yeah.
Really was
And
amazing.
Marco quickly approaching. I think he's 2 checks away from getting his Ruto's letter and his go mode. And he just has to run up Zora's River. Can just play Serenade, teleport over. Doesn't have to. Just warps over to Zora's
that's the
River.
case.
I mean, hover boots aren't anything. Like, they're nothing important. They're not necessary for this seed. That's go mode for Marco. He'll save
There
and
he
quit.
is.
Or-
Plays
Great.
Serenade
Nope.
and yeah, just head over to Zora's domain and finish off his dungeon.
He felt pretty go mode there. He was like, "Oh yeah." Almost played the prelude.
Yeah, so barring anything catastrophic, yeah, it's going to be a pretty comfortable win for Marco here.
Mm-hmm. Still interesting to see how Bloody's going to go from here. I want to know if he's going to go down the river to the frog.
It is an option. I think
It's an
he's
option.
going to turn in Ruto's letter. May decide to go check the fairy fountain and the hint stones out there. Unfortunately, no magic to place for Aurora's Wind in Jabu Jabu. Really nice to do if you have magic.
Yeah,
Realistically, though, this was a pretty strange seed.
yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of weird
started
things.
off incredibly dry.
Incredibly dry, and then you didn't find bombs at all. Like, not until Gerudo Training Grounds 2 hours in. Zelda's Lullaby wasn't until the first hour and a half. I don't think I've seen a burning cack Zelda's Lullaby in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I've seen it in chat. It's not even like Bloody has skipped a lot of checks or even skipped any checks. It's just he did not have Song of Storms when he was in Zora's River as an adult.
Well, you can't even
I mean,
check
he
it.
did- you know, so like,
as-
yeah, so like,
as adult
you know,
anyways.
it's a one-off check that like efficient, routing wise, he unfortunately didn't have Song of Storms when he went there or thought about it, which, Marco did. He did not have the ability, he didn't think to go in full clear of the rest of the Lost Woods, in part because he didn't know that Lost Woods was Way of the Hero.
And he had a whole bunch of other like more appetizing checks to go and do.
Yep.
But that's sometimes what the randomizer does. Like it's the handful of checks that you orphaned behind. Bloody got really unlucky here with 3 of those checks that you orphaned.
You
having
just
items.
start bumping priorities, and then you don't remember where to go next.
I do feel really bad though that he went into the Crater Fairy after finishing up Fire Temple.
Yeah,
Just
and didn't
right
have
before
some
getting ZL
Yep,
and didn't
bye.
realize it, and was like, man.
on the doorstep, but couldn't knock.
Yep. That is randomizer, where sometimes, the checks that you just can't do at the time and you think about doing, and you're like, well, I'll come back for these eventually.
All
Yeah,
right,
big question
let's
mark on
see
that one.
if one of these hint stones in Lake Hylia points Bloody over to Lost Woods. There's the Dodongo's Cavern, Way of the Hero. Already knew that.
Confirmation there, very nice.
Yeah, not going to opt to dip Jabu at all. He knows it's barren from the hint earlier, so not worth it at all going through there. Just needs to find the boomerang. And one more hint stone. Check. And it is Gerudo Valley Foolish. So, fortunately not going to get the info would have liked to have there. Lost being Way of the Hero.
That could only have been found out in Lake Hylia, as far as we know.
Yeah, there's always a duplicate. There's 2 hints of everything.
Of course.
But there are some hint stones that realistically nobody is ever going to check. They're so
Yeah.
far out of the way.
It's the Song of Storms grotto in Hyrule Castle that requires you to have Din's Fire and magic, I think.
Yep. Yeah,
Just
nobody's checking that.
Yeah.
Unless you have some crazy route that ends up doing like early adult, you get magic, you get Din's Fire, you get everything in Song of Storms, then you go child and you can check it. Even then, it's like just an annoying stone to go get.
That one bubble avoiding its inevitable demise.
Why is Marco doing this check?
Just fun.
You just realize
I was like, he like spent all that time looking for the bubble, and the entire time I'm just going, what's he doing?
he wanted some more magic in case he needed more light arrow shots on Ganon.
Can't skip
Maybe
bubble
some
rush.
double defense because 13 hearts, you know, that's a low heart count. You may wanna
13
get
hearts
more
may
to be
not be
comfortable.
enough.
And BB finding his 3rd bomb bag, and we'll be shortly approaching the boomerang. We'll be able to check that
Yeah.
off.
Just about there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's not gonna work from
Sometimes.
that now.
Sometimes in these races, you just want to find all of your go mode items before the other person hits done.
Yeah, that's a nice personal feeling you can still get.
At least that's how I feel. Nice 40 Skulltula's Din's Fire bait from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
really.
You see,
That's mean.
putting the fear of skulls into you from the very beginning.
Well, just into Marco.
I do wonder if BB, upon getting this boomerang right here, since he's right next to the teleporter to the top of Zora's River, he's just gonna go finish that off while he's child. He knows there's nothing there, but just because there's not gonna be really a better time, go over there and do it. Just get it out of the way now. You can go mode it anyway. Maybe there's a second magic in there.
Bloody just looking for Iron Boots / Gold Scale. Marco is in go mode and has about halfway through, a little more through Jabu Jabu, which is his last medallion dungeon, and then he'll get to go kill the pig.
Validated though. I know
It
it's
was
a good
green, just not the green we were hoping for.
Both runners are now validated. Oh, Marco, sorry, Bloody also needs magic. I keep forgetting he does not have magic yet.
Yeah, magic and iron boots. Potentially the scale.
Can a second magic be in a barren location? I don't believe so, no. Oh, Rob Dog's saying
Yeah,
yes.
good point. Good point.
Only if that location is magic locked. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so you can't like get lucky in a barren location and find an extra magic.
Alright,
Yeah,
gonna
you know-
finish off Goron City. So likely not going to end up grabbing that scale since he can't get it as a child here.
And Fan, you've said this a few times. Nub Chaos just wrote it in chat. I wonder if BB thinks that he's already done Crater Fairy now too.
I don't know. I think the realization that you don't have ZL sticks pretty strongly in your mind. So I don't think he thinks he's already. But that could be a question we can ask him after this is all over.
Really get on this final.
Marco's definitely looking at a pretty easy sub 3 here.
But his execution has just been amazing. Played the scene really, really well.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, like, I keep saying it, like, I mean, Bloody has played really well. Like, he's executed well. He's been pretty efficient with his checks. There have been a couple of things that have unfortunately not gone his way, but Marco's leads more than just, oh, you know, he had a song to do a check or an item to do a check when Bloody didn't. Marco's execution has been like top. Like, this is top notch. Like, this is probably one of the better. I mean, this is normal for Marco, but one of the better execution-wise seeds I've seen.
Pretty flawless Baronade fight at that.
All right, what's gonna be? It's gonna be like a bomb pickup. I'm gonna see if it's a bomb refill.
We don't even get to know.
Ah, dang.
Deny.
I've started to pick it up just because you have to wait for forever for Ruto to finally show up in that blue circle.
Yeah, this is unfortunate here for BB. 3 checks. The one that he can't get to is the one that has the skill that could bypass that location.
And Mark is off to become adult again to finish the game.
Yep, 6 medallions for Marco. Just a quick run through Ganon's tower, final boss. And curious where Bloody is going here. I'm not. Maybe he hasn't checked the Storm's Grotto up here. I thought maybe he had already done.
No,
it.
he
Or he's going to talk to the owl and get a lift down to Kakariko. Actually, no, that's not at this spot. That's way up at the top of the crater. Ah, here we go. One more location.
Marco checked this, I think. This is just a heart piece? No. Funnel of arrow.
Nothing on the light arrow cutscene either.
Now there's the bomb refill.
Gotta have those bombs for Ganon.
Alright. BB going back, what looks like to Lost Woods. And he's cleared all of it out, so I think he may just be going to Jabu.
Yeah, he'll probably
Jabu, or he's gonna
cut to Jabu.
Yeah. And if he doesn't go down and check Frogs 2 at this point, I don't see him going there until it's one of the last places he has to check.
Right. Yeah, this.
Or if he chooses to just close out everything child side, so he doesn't have to worry about going back child.
Given that he saw that Jabu's Baron, I could see him doing it right.
See, nope, he's gonna play the song and just go finish up Jabu.
Yeah, you do Jabu first in the Medallion, even a Baron one.
Yeah, you're not gonna really. You're gonna be spending more time going back child again later if you chose to put it off. So definitely something you want to do before going adult again.
Plus, you don't want to like run down the river for a one-off check that
may or may not have anything.
Or more won't have anything on it, and then have to run back up. Rather grab it on the way back out before you reload a flight back to the Temple of Time.
Pretty nice spin strats on the Dynalphos.
Yes.
I'm gonna use the correct term now, okay?
We're learning.
Will Marco open up the chest?
Yeah.
Will he spend a couple seconds to open it up?
The light arrow
strats,
wow. Nice. Got magic and not afraid to use it.
Now you only need to shoot Ganondorf once.
If you do it right.
You just need one arrow and enough magic for a single light arrow. You're good.
Fighting both of them at the same time, no stuns! Nice.
Okay, that was impressive, because I've got to link as far back as possible to let them keep walking.
The big Goron sword makes it quite a bit easier to pull that off. Still a little spooky at times. If you have the Master Sword and you're doing that, then you have all my respect. I haven't seen somebody do it with just the Master Sword both at the same time.
Yeah, you can hold my respect. I'll hold your head.
So as Marco approaches Ganondorf, just as a heads up, I believe we have another race later tonight. Hold on. Yes, What the Hell's Happened versus Diamond Flash right here on ZSR. That'll start at 7, so about an hour away. So look forward to that. I believe that is a winners match, or winners round 2 as well, matchup. As for these two runners, Marco and Bloody, Marco will move to face the 10th Doctor in the 3rd round of the winners bracket, while Bloody will drop down and will play Dotso in the 2nd round of the losers bracket. So it is double elimination. We are in the winners bracket, so Bloody is not out of the tournament just yet for all of the Bloody fans. He's still got another chance to make a run.
All right, here we go. Marco going for the 1 cycle on Ganondorf. Can he get it? 3-frame window on all these hits, and it's Marco. What do you expect? Why are we even? Why are we even?
That's Marco with the Bigoron sword.
And that's it. Just needs to kill the pig.
Slice us a side of bacon.
13 hearts, a little spooky.
Yeah.
By spooky, I mean not spooky at all. Coincidentally, both runners at the exact same total heart count.
Yeah.
By spooky, we mean if his controller disconnects for a good 30 seconds to a minute, maybe something will go wrong.
Even Ganon just started asking questions after that, like, are you gonna do anything? Like, even a shield? You took your sword, not your shield.
Even Ganon feels bad and stops attacking you. It's like, something went wrong. Ganon, a more polite player than most Dota and League of Legends players out. But yeah, Bloody is gonna. I think no. Well, Bloody might get to the huge Octorok by the time Marco's done.
Let's see. Most likely not. It's still a little bit of the way. You have to kill one more of these question marks. I think if you Z-target these and ask Navi what these are, I don't think it has a name. I think it's just actually a question mark for these little noodles that float from the ceiling.
Oh yeah. But
I remember doing one run and just questioning like, what is the name of this? And then Navi didn't even know. And... All right, back over to Marco's screen. He's in phase 2.
No heart loss.
Those iframes from the roll, and that is it. Final hit down.
Sub 250? Question mark? Depending upon how long.
This cutscene's long, but it's not that long.
It feels long.
It is really long. And just when you think it's over, Zelda gets tired, has to come down. And you think it's over, and then the sword glows, and then he has to look at it.
Then you gotta walk up.
249.55.
Fantastic.
Really well done by him.
GG all around. That was phenomenally done.
Just an excellent. It's like just everything, like seed. Routing execution.
Yeah, really mean seed. He got through it really well.
It was pretty scary at first, getting that Din's Fire 40 skulls hint. We were thinking, is that it? Is something going to be in there? But no, nothing at all. Just a trap.
On the plus side, it did get them working towards 20, which was a strength upgrade.
Yeah, 20 was, I believe, the required progression.
It was.
Yeah,
get anything done.
It was 20 skulls into Dodongo's Cavern, Hammer into Hyrule Fields for long shot, into bomb bag and GTG. I think you have gotten it.
The first bomb bags. That's crazy.
And then across the desert with the long shot to get Saria's Song, and then Saria's Song opened basically everything.
All right, well, we get this race. Marco has joined us here in the voice call. Marco, congratulations on your win, man.
Congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
So early on in this seed, we're kind of funneled towards that 20 skulls. You're finding absolutely nothing. Had the hook shot, had the bow. How did you approach like routing that out, having all these like one-off locations, time-consuming locations like skull masks to go after?
Yeah, usually when I get nothing at the beginning, I try just to route everything, like every single thing I can do, like sphere zero check, everything that's in logic or is not progression. I try to route it like as efficient as I can. So actually what helped me at the beginning was the fact that I saw like the Din's Fire hint at 40 skulls. So at that point I thought, wait, Shadow is probably going to be a medallion. I mean, there's a chance. So that helped me to gather a lot of skulls early on. And then when I exit Forest, I realized I didn't have many things left. I had like Dempe, Skull Mask, the River Grotto as adults, and like 10 skulls and 20 skulls. So I just thought I can route 20 skulls and 10 skulls at the same time. And that was pretty good at the end. Yeah. So
we noticed that.
Yeah.
You guys get the perfect 20 skull amounts going in there.
Yeah. Yeah, when I found the strength, I felt really ahead. I don't know when Bloody found the strength, but I felt really ahead at that point.
I
You
think
guys
he
were-
found it 10, 15 minutes after you did.
You guys were very close pretty much the entire race.
Oh.
I mean, for
Okay.
the first hour, you guys were neck and neck, and
Yeah.
then you got to 20 and got to 20 skulls. Like I said, maybe 10 minutes before Bloody did,
Oh, okay.
and that
only
was where
10 minutes.
that was where like that lead kind of grew
you
and
got-
opened up for it.
You had a lead of about the Forest Temple that you held throughout the entire route.
Oh, okay.
Another thing I wanted to ask about is, early on you got a hint that I don't believe Bloody ever found a hint for, and that was Din's fire hiding out on 40 skulls.
Yeah.
I did notice you're going pretty strong on skulls until you were Rudo's letter away from go mode. Was that like always like hinging on the back of your mind? Is like, am I gonna have to go in there? Were you really hoping not to find hover boots anywhere? So
Yeah, I
that
was
didn't
really
even-
hoping not to find it. Yeah. Definitely, Din's Fire was not something I wanted to do. The only reason I would get Din's Fire for sure was if like I figured that Longshot was in Shadow Temple, which could have happened. Cause like the seed, the whole until I found Longshot, the seed was pretty interesting because I knew a lot of stuff was out of logic because of like Cyrus Song to get to Forest Temple. Cause
Yeah.
So Song of Storm was in front of Forest Temple, and then Forest Temple gave Sun Song and ZL. So I knew in logic you had to get Longshot to get across the bridge. So that's why I mostly did stuff in logic. So after I found the hammer, I just did everything with the hammer. So I found magic, and then the scale, and the scale told me, wait, Longshot could be in river. So I did river, found iron boots, and then I did finally the last things I could do that was in logic. So Harrowfield Grottos, and then found the Longshot. So that helped me a lot, like following the logic like this.
Yeah, it was definitely giving us a headache. The three commentators. It was like
Yeah.
we were hoping we were right towards the end that Sarya's song had to be at the Requiem location, and just
Yeah, it had
everything
to
else
be.
being locked.
At first, when I got my first 5 songs, I think, I was wondering if it could be like all dungeons for Minuet. And I think it was possible at the time, so. But then when I found the magic, I realized, oh, it's not possible unless there's another magic somewhere.
Yeah, just a quick update to the race really quick. Bloody's still going. He, I think, just finished up all the child checks, and now has nothing else to do there, and gonna go back adult. And
He did
maybe-
skip going back down the river to get the frogs one.
Frogs one. Okay, so just
So
those
I don't
iron
think
boots.
he has iron boots yet. Otherwise, he would have instantly gone to Water Temple. But Marco, how did you feel about going into GTG and finding those? Apparently, what was the in logic first bomb bag, and then
Yeah.
another bomb bag right after.
Yeah, that was funny. I was freaking out actually when I did GTG because like finding nothing there, and like the well was in my mind. Like when I finished water, I was feeling ahead, but then like doing GTG before the well was scary. It was like both were good locations to go to, and like if it was in the well, I would have felt really behind. And when I found Rudo's letter in the well, I was actually feeling behind at that point. So yeah, GTG was pretty scary. But yeah,
Yeah, you were-
apparently Bloody was far behind. I don't know why, but
Yeah, really, what it was is just it was really unfortunate for Bloody. He orphaned a couple locations in Lost Woods, and Zora's River that just happened to have. Oh, here's the boomerang. Here is the
Oh.
iron boots, and
oh,
Yep,
Lost
he did-
Woods was way of the hero though, so I just rushed the grotto.
yeah,
I don't.
those two hints, the 40 skull hint, Lost Woods hints. I think those were the two Lake Hylia ones,
Oh yeah, right.
and Bloody never had the opportunity. like, time of day wise to check those, and-
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
We don't know where the second Lost Woods Way of the Hero hint is located at this time.
maybe
Yeah.
Fountain something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was in Fountain. I think that you had a 5 to 10 minute lead. When you left Forest Temple, Marco,
Mhm.
on Bloody. Although Bloody had already checked Skull Mask at that time, and you hadn't. But you knowing that Lost Woods was Way of the Hero and going through and getting the 2 grottos, finding you the boomerang,
Mhm.
Okay,
Um,
this is. Oh,
gave you a big lead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. So the 2 stones in Lake Hala actually helped me a lot. 'Cause it made
Yeah.
me get a lot of skills
Mhm.
early on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
really quick. Bloody is is back in Death Mountain
Oh.
Crater.
Out
So
to get
let's
the
see if
magic
he
he needs.
remembers the fairy fountain. Yeah, and he does. It was really unfortunate where, after finishing up Fire Temple, Bloody went straight to the Crater Fairy. And I was like, okay, I want to get this. That's where magic was, but ZL was locked behind Fire Temple and he hadn't had it yet. But there he
Oh.
goes. He's
Yeah.
going to get it right here. And if he continues on and checks the hammer location in Goron City, that's going to be gold scale for him. And he'll be able to finish the seed that way.
Oh, where was the other scale?
Spirit Temple.
Spirit Temple.
Oh, he did Spirit. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Spirit Temple also had the 3rd bomb bag. So all 3 of them were locked by the long shot.
Wait, what? No, I found 3 bomb bags. There were 2 in GTG and 1 at Skull Kid.
Oh, what? Wait, no,
Yeah,
I
one
was
was
thinking of the
okay.
bow. I was thinking of the bow.
And the
Oh,
other
okay.
2 bows were in Spirit Temple. Yeah.
Oh, really? Was it
Yeah.
an ice trap in Roost Letter?
It must
Yep,
have
it
been.
was.
It
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Nice.
Lake Hylia had the buried bow, or the sunken bow was ice.
Okay.
You think it would float in that? Whatever.
I mean, yeah, it was like Bloody's still looking for the iron boots. Bloody actually, or a little early in the seed, went into Zora's River as an adult and saw the heart pieces and checked that open grotto, and just still hasn't found a reason really to go back there to play Song of Storms for the Frost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
so
hoping
that
he goes
was-
into Goron City after checking this Great Fairy.
Yeah, because you
Walk
guys
it
both
out.
actually finished Fire Temple like around the same time in a way, because you were both because Bloody found the long shot maybe 2 seconds before you
Oh,
did.
really? Wow.
You went back to you guys both found Silver Gauntlets, I think, in Hyrule Field, and then you went back to Water Temple, or
Yeah.
you went back to Water Temple and did Water Temple, and he kept going through and had gone through GTG ahead of you, but because he didn't have Boomerang or Iron Boots or Magic yet, he was looking for a lot more than just Ruto's letter.
Oh, that's pretty unlucky. It's like if you're looking for 4 items and you find nothing in GTG.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, he's back in Lost Woods. Looks like he is.
Trying ice caverns.
Yeah, he's gonna dive and go do Ice Cavern.
Man.
And
That's
what's he missing again?
Right
a way
now,
to get
just the
into
Iron Boots or a 2nd scale.
Oh, I thought
just
he had
Water
the
Temple
scale.
access.
Yeah, he's got one of them, but he
Oh.
never went back and did the hammer locked or Silver Gauntlets locked check in the Boulder Maze. He was over there
Oh.
as a child and checked those two. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate the item layout that just all these locations that had the
Yeah.
stuff were orphaned off.
Yep.
Yeah, Rando can be really cruel sometimes.
Definitely.
We still don't know where that second magic. Maybe it's an
Never
ice
turned
cavern.
up.
Maybe.
Probably in shadow. It's always in shadow.
Ice cavern, shadow, Ganon's castle.
Hmm.
Lots of checks potentially.
Using that blue fire, might as well see what it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were joking
Oh,
about this when we found the giant's wallet
Oh,
in
wow.
Mongo's cavern. It was like,
That
man,
was
I wonder
scary.
if that's. It'd be awful, but also hilarious if that was the way of the hero hand.
I was actually considering doing it after the well, especially when I found the blue fire. Then I was gonna do
Yeah.
it before Spirit.
Mhm. Oh, that was a smart play. You left Ferora's Wind in Spirit Temple since you didn't have Requiem
Yeah,
as an
Mhm.
adult, just in case you wanted to go back there eventually.
yeah. I wanted to do the well before that, just in case I found like Mirror Shield in the well or something. And like the well was better. Like I was not feeling great about GTG being empty. So...
Hey, it's the mirror shield.
Oh, wow.
So that's where that is.
Oh, rip.
Nope.
Oh, he forfeits apparently. Rip.
The mirror shield. The red herrings can be particularly cruel, where you have
Yeah.
you just find everything else, and then there's nothing locked behind it.
You always feel good
Sends
when
you
you're
on a
like,
wild
"Ah,
goose chase."
cool. Spirit / Shadow or stone dungeons. Maybe I don't have to do them. And then in the first 30 minutes or hour, the only items that you get are like Din's Fire / Mirror Shield. And you're like,
What are you trying to tell me here, Seed?
you telling me I have to do these?
Yeah, for a while it was looking like that. It was really feeling like a lot of Shadow Temple had something you would have needed. Very happy that it wasn't the case.
We're gonna bring Bloody in here for a little bit and talk to him about how that scene went. There he is, BB.
Yeah.
GG, man.
GG.
What a seed. What a seed.
Yo, GG's. All right. So I forfeited when I found the gold scale. Actually, I have no. Where were the iron boots?
The iron
Frogs
boots?
won.
Yeah, Frogs won.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's so.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about it, just how the seed layout, just unfortunately you were orphaning a couple locations and just like everything was in those orphan locations, like the crater with magic, the Frogs one holding off on the iron boots, and then one of the bombable grottos in Lost Woods with that boomerang.
Yeah, I found gold scale in what is it? The back of the Goron maze.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was once I found it, I was like, okay, well, this has to be where he found it. But no, it was in the other orphan location that I.
The water temple, I believe, was clearable with just the gold scale.
Yeah.
If you're curious, the big key was at the bottom of that column with the 3 chests. You light the torches in. So pretty early on there.
Oh,
But I guess I asked Marco this when he came in here, but the beginning of this seed I thought was quite something with just how little you had to work with. So how did you like approach routing out the seed just in, like the first hour where you had no bombs, no strength upgrade, just hook shot and arrows? I think was all we had access to.
I mean, just kind of you just kind of systematically go through everything and just make sure that you always look ahead to what was left, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, just I felt like I had been pretty thorough and made sure to do adult early, and I did the South Hyrule route and everything. And once I had gone through all of that stuff and then just the normal route, and there was really just nothing there, and I even went out of logic just to see if I could like find something just to help me out. It got to the point where it's just like, yeah, it has to be either Skull Mask or it has to be 20 Skulls. It has to be one of those two things.
Yep. And
Yeah, got it right.
the skulls was something because we did have a hint. I don't think you read this particular hint that 40 Skulls was holding on to Din's Fire. So early on, Marco was really going after those skulls, and thankfully you also read that there's not much else. I might as well go for these skulls anyway. Thankfully that didn't end up being required for anything, but we were nervous over here for quite a bit, thinking something was in shadow.
Let's see. So how early did Marco get 20 Skulls? When did he get Goron Bracelet? Because
He got
did he get it early?
It was early, but not too much earlier than you. I want to say it was like 8 to 10 minutes or so ahead.
Yeah.
It's just like
Not
a number
much.
I'm pulling up. But
Yeah, but
Okay.
your routes were actually very, very similar early on. I think that the main difference, I think, some things one way or the other, is after Forest Temple, Marco decided to go back into Lost Woods and check the grottos and picked up his boomerang there. And had a hint that Lost Woods was way here. I'm not sure if you read that one somewhere or not.
Yeah, and that pushed
no,
him.
I never found that actually. That
Yeah,
was
those were both of the Hylia, Lake Hylia in the water
kidding me?
hints.
No.
yeah, it was both.
I'm
of those.
sorry,
kidding
man.
me?
I'm so sorry. I know
Oh my
those are
God,
awful
that's-
to check.
Yeah, those are the sort of thing that you just like you never do those unless like you have some extra time. That's
I
Yep.
did those
That's
like
so
6 minutes
lame.
in. Yeah, so knowing that the 40 skills had Ding's Fire helped me to get 20 skills earlier. And then like Lost Woods Way of the Hero, that's why I did it quite early after Forest Temple. So yeah.
Yeah, that was like the major like separation I think in the seed overall, because
Yeah.
I think Bloody, you were like 5 to 10 minutes behind Marco coming out of Forest Temple, and you had already done Skull Mask. And then Marco found Boomerang, and yeah, it just all kind of moved through.
How
I
did
guess
you
this is
feel
the
about-
question. Oh, go
How
ahead.
how did you feel about finding those 2 bomb bags right beside each other in the green screen?
And I was like, man, that's where they are. Yeah, the whole GTG thing. I mean, I found Longshot and Silvers back to back, and so I was like, dude, this is like the play to go to GTG, especially because I feel like Marco does GTG all the time, so I need to kind of like cover my bases and everything and just go right over there. And when there was nothing there, and then there was also nothing in Spirit, I got like super worried, and I was just also like, man, that's super unlucky. It's 2 of like the best locations to find items, and nothing's there. They're all in stupid orphan locations or overworld
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty unlucky. When I went to GTG, I was just missing Rhodus Letter, so I was freaking out actually because I did GTG before the well, and like when I found Rhodus Letter in the well after GTG, I was like, man, if he did the well early, then I'm in a bad shape. But yeah,
So I'm gonna throw this question at both of you. How excited were you to find a 20-pack of chews in the Forest Temple? And that bombs were absolutely nowhere.
yeah, that
That
was
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We were waiting so long for one of you to open up the menu to see how many it was.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like, oh, there's
patient.
no point opening up the menu. The item's already set for Forest Temple. What's the point? But that's all the questions I had. But I guess for you, Marco, your next opponent going into round 3 of the winner's bracket is none other than X-Doctor. Pretty solid runner. How are you feeling about that matchup?
I don't know. Actually, it's someone that I've never really watched. I don't really know his plays. The only time I watched him was like his previous match against Uspizza. He got a pretty good time, so it's definitely not gonna be easy. But yeah, I'll have to study a little bit how he plays, I guess.
And Bloody, as for you, you're not out of it yet. You're gonna go to loser's bracket and face off against Dots.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be another pretty like close matchup. I was hoping that this was gonna be a close match, but man, I got blew out of the water. That's unfortunate. But yeah, the next one should also hopefully be a good matchup.
Yeah, hopefully some more options early on in the seed rather than just clearing literally everything.
Yeah, this was a rough seed no matter what way you slice it.
It was still like very entertaining to watch,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you both put
keeping
on a
us
great
guessing right to the end of where stuff could be.
Yeah, top quality skill from both players.
I think that's going to do it for us. Stick around later today. We're going to have another match on ZSR1. But if you can get the exact time for that one, just be here.
It'll
And
be
then,
at, I believe for me on the east coast of the United States, 7 p.m. So about 40 minutes away.
All right, so coming up very soon. So definitely stick around for that. Now, as for this match, once again, Marco, BB, GG was a fun race to watch, and hope to see you guys do well in the upcoming matches.
Thanks.
And then as for my co-commentators, Grim Fairy and Liam Six, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun.
For sure.
Enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
Great race,
and,
great commentary,
Yeah, great commentary
viewers.
for sure.
And shout outs to our restreamer, been keeping us all in check this entire time, Norinato.
With multiple nicknames.
What's your preferred nickname?
Norinato is also my Twitch name, but I had to this is the best way I can meme it up.
Well, that does get you points.
Uh-huh. I am the resident noob restreamer.
Okay, you did great. You did.
Thanks. I
Yeah,
try.
really well done.
I derp, but I try. Okay, well, have a
And,
good night,
also-
everyone. And actually, next one at 7. So get a snack, get something to drink, and come right back.
Yeah, lots more Ocarina of Time to follow.